Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 105 of the Terminus podcast.
Wait, there's 4 at the top.
No, it doesn't.
Oh. Then it's my favorite prairie, then.
That would be an engineer, Milky,
Yeah.
or Nick Christensen. Also, we have fireman Jared Cole and fireman Chris Holman. And I am your dispatcher, Elvis D'Amelio. With us, our brakeman is Dean Massara. And this is the Terminus podcast for the weeks of September 8th, 2018. It is, in fact, episode 105. And before we get to a major upset this week, the train will terminate at this station.
Boy, will it.
We are in Sunset Gulch, Colorado. Welcome. The train will terminate. Okay,
I don't think this is Colorado. Is it supposed to be Colorado, really?
It's somewhere out west. Like I'm just going off of the road to Denver.
It's supposed to be somewhere northwest of Denver.
Okay, interesting. I never knew that. I didn't know it had like a prototype location.
I mean, it's not a prototype location. That's just kind of
okay, whatever. A real location, like Tolbrin doesn't have one of those, for example. Anyway, it's just like a vague eastish looking place. Anyway,
It's in the west.
Anyway, it's not in the west, Dean. I just said it's in the east. It's in the
It's
Western
obviously
Hemisphere.
along the Mississippi River.
Throw on the brakes.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Can we get back to the train?
No, it's in China now. Anyway, let's go with the class on mantle of responsibility. BNSF, nothing to report. What was the first accident here that we actually have reported? Because Kevon dredged up a bunch of old ones for no good reason. However, the oldest one that he found that I cared to list is important only because it was Kansas City Southern. And KCS closed a bunch of railroad crossings by derailing and then continuing to drive.
Oh.
And
You're good.
gouging a bunch of concrete because they didn't realize that they had derailed. So, it wasn't major, but it's probably really annoying for anyone who has to use those crossings often because they're going to be closed. Also, something to note, it wasn't their track. So, even in order for KCS to derail, they have to be somewhere else. Because they're just too good. But that means that they will not have the mantle of responsibility this time around. We'll get to that later. The next accident was Norfolk Southern on August 15th. That KCS accident was on August 13th. Derailment near Powell. 3 cars. No injuries, no hazardous materials involved. And even a Norfolk Southern spokesperson said in an email, the derailment was, quote, minor as derailments go. So, you're right about that. Nothing really interesting there. No explosions, no fuel spills, nothing. Union Pacific did something. I'm waiting for the article to load. Penzi Spices building damaged after train derails. So, UP train derailed in Wauwatosa Monday, during Monday night. Penzi Spices property suffered structural damage. I don't know totally where this is. Wow, is it in Texas? Like, where is that? One main line is open for traffic. The second main line was still closed. Yeah. Oh my god. Maybe the hoppers punched a couple holes in this wall of this building. That's kind of funny. Excuse me. Do you have a minute to talk about Armor Yellow?
Our Lord and Savior Armor Yellow.
And then Union Pacific did it again on September 1st. Not the actual, not the property damage part, but they derailed 23 cars.
Oh my god.
On a westbound train between Milford and Delta, Utah. They're all intermodals. They're intermodal containers are all over the place. And they said they should be repaired by this evening. Now, see, the quick turnaround time in repairs is either indicative of something really good or something really bad. So, yeah, just saying.
Well, Wauwatosa is up near Milwaukee, up
Okay, damn
up
it.
that direction.
Totally wrong portion of the country, but
Completely
whatever.
Wrong side of the country.
Oh well, I tried. Newport News, Virginia. 2 Amtrak trains bound for Richmond were delayed Sunday after CSX forced some empty freight cars off the track in Newport News. So, good job, CSX. There were no leaks, spills, or injuries or anything. And it put 2 trains, Train 99 and Train 66, about an hour behind schedule apiece. Both trains are part of the regional, so that really screwed them, I'm sure. And then, is this the same one? Is this the same one, or did they do it again the next day in the same spot?
Knowing
I think
CSX,
it's
they're probably
just a
the same.
continuation of it.
It's just a continuation of it, I guess. Okay. Rail yard is located near an Amtrak station. Is it? Amtrak also... Yeah. So it's the same thing. Okay, so I reported it as 2 different events, which looked kind of funny with CSX derailing. Like one, and then immediately the next day derailing, which I thought was not too out of the ordinary. But just kind of funny for them. Anyway, I am going to move all this over into the Class 1 Mantle of Responsibility, and you guys will see something important. Which is
BNSF
that...
ruin San Bernardino?
I don't know, did they?
I thought I remembered them derailing in San Bernardino.
Okay, well, if you... Next time, post something about that. But KCS is on the list, and the current holder is now Canadian National.
Wow.
I
I
know.
thought you heard that.
Yeah.
They haven't been a holder in a while.
I don't think they've ever been a holder. We had Canadian Pacific for a while.
Yeah.
But Canadian National is the new current holder. Congratulations, Canadian National. You don't exist for the time being.
They're probably gonna be the mantle of responsibility for a while.
I doubt that.
Probably.
In fact, I bet what's going to happen is they're going to derail in the next couple of weeks, and it's going to go right back to KCS. If I had to put money on anything, it would be that. Because that's what happened last time.
My
Yeah.
bad.
So, anyway. Let me clean this up, and we'll
But
move
what
on
if
to...
what if like BNSF or UP has a clean week?
I mean, BNSF did. Allegedly.
Yeah, Ian had a good few weeks.
Allegedly, they did. Anyway, let's move on to our trackside tales. Now, Chris and I have got plenty to talk about.
Oh, yes.
I actually talked about it a bit on Under Construction, which is coming out sooner or later. But we went to Railfest, and by we I actually mean, myself. I met him there, and I brought Madison with me. I wanted to bring Shelby because you could get inside a Blount's cab, and I'm sure she would have loved that. And also, there were Alcos running around, but I didn't get to. She was busy, but I don't know. I had a blast. We drove out there. We drove up wicked early in the morning. We finally got there like at 8:30ish. Before the gates opened. Got our passes. Went inside, and the fact that we could just sort of drive around, or not drive around, but walk around and go into all the buildings and see all the things, pretty much without anybody saying anything. And everyone being, nice and helpful, and, you can ask questions and that sort of thing. It was fantastic. It was Steamtown at its best, really. Railfest is really where Steamtown shines.
I understand this stuff on the thing, and it was absolutely great. It was great to have you guys. I had gotten, I'll talk about it more when it gets to me, but I had gotten Ellis and Madison in as invited guests of the 250th. So they had the fancy VIP lanyards too, so you guys go everywhere you want it.
And we rode the caboose hop thing with the Alco, with the RS3.
Cab hop.
We rode the Scranton Limited behind 26, which was great to finally ride behind 26 after having her break down on us when we went there the first time. Here's a picture of the IHR scarf hung over Blount's throttle. Now, here's something that I didn't know. Blount, because he's a Canadian engine, has a screw reverse. And I didn't realize that. It didn't even cross my mind that he could have a screw reverse until I walked in the cab and went, oh yeah, the Johnson, I was explaining to Madison, yeah, the Johnson bar's over there, and the park attendant, or park ranger, I guess, or whoever, was like, actually, no, it doesn't have a Johnson bar, it has a screw, because Johnson bars are illegal in Canada. And I went, what?
Wait, why are they illegal?
There's Madison leaning out of the cab.
Not have any photos of that, sadly, so I'm sorry.
Of what?
Reverse.
It's in one of the photos. It's in the scarf photo.
Yeah, just never mind.
And oh yeah, no, we had a blast just going in all the cabs. We went in the trolley museum as well. Which, Milky, I said this to you already, but you need to go. You need to go to that trolley museum at some point. We rode the trolley as well, which that was pretty cool because I've never done that before. And the trip is really nice. You go through this mile-long tunnel. I don't know. It was fantastic. Yeah, we went in there and there's the John Oliver Scranton, Pennsylvania train set.
Take any more photos of that? No, I did not. Only the ones of us.
Here's the three of us with it.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, we don't necessarily take turns here. If you have something to interject, Chris, you can go right ahead.
Yeah, but I don't know. Do we want to keep it on this tangent? And we can keep it on this tangent.
Yeah, go ahead.
The 250th, which I will talk more about it once we get to me. But the 250th, we put on a display up there for Railfest.
I didn't get to see it.
Yeah, you guys didn't get to see it. It was a very nice display displaying the history of coal. The theme of Railfest this year was coal and its importance to railroading. Railroading and coal mining are two very intertwined pieces of thing, especially with the 250th and what we're celebrating up here in the coal region, celebrating our cultural heritage and identity.
250th anniversary of your cultural heritage.
Yes. Those two are directly linked to our cultural heritage. The three big things of anthracite heritage, which is a truly American culture, is coal mining, railroading, and iron mining. So those are the things that we directly take our lineage from, and I could go on and on about this for hours, but I'm not going to. We'd be here for the entire Terminus and then some. But Scott Herring put on a nice big poster of different Railfest, or different things from Steamtown across the coal region, across the country, of how coal trains are made up and different coal processing plants. And
I wanted to see this, and I didn't get to see it.
In the Bureau of Mines. I'll get you photos of it, and I still need to get photos of you guys that he took of us.
Oh yeah.
It was he did a nice job on it. I only got to see it for about 5 seconds, so don't feel bad. And as a big thank you to Steamtown, he did nice 8x10s up for the crews and the volunteers. And on the poster that says about Steamtown's engine, the biggest photo on it was of their F3, and I love it. All the ones of the Steve engines are all the little small photos. The biggest one was this nice F3, and it's great. Speaking of which, they did some really nice excursions at Railfest this year. They were actually canceled, but rescheduled at the last minute due to heavy rains we've had up here in the Northeast. It has been monsoon season for the past month, and there was a big washout right outside of Nayog Tunnel, and up until not even a week before Railfest, their excursion trains were canceled because of it. The Pocono Man was severed in two. They were using the interchange out at Portland to get cars in, and it was a mess. The two excursions they had, which, as I said, were canceled and rescheduled, was one on Saturday was with the Lackawanna Fs, running up to Hawley, Pennsylvania, or not Hawley, Goldsboro, Pennsylvania, and you could get off at Moscow and catch a bus up to Hawley, which is along the old Erie Railroad, and go ride the Stourbridge Line, which is along the Erie between Hawley and Holmesdale.
And if I recall correctly, there's a BL2!
Yes, there is a BL2, and there's an FL9.
They have an FL9?
Kenzie Blackjack.
Why do they have an FL9?
That's the other road we need to ride someday. I have never ridden on it actually. It's a beautiful line.
I think I drove through there on Route 6.
You did. Holly goes through Route 6, I believe.
Yeah, because I saw the BL2 and I was like, oh my god! And I had to explain to Madison that video.
At any rate, they and then you'd be bussed back down to Moscow and catch the train back, which is a really cool idea, and I'm very glad they did it. It didn't go over too well actually, because they didn't have that many cars, so they weren't able to sell as many. But it still was a very unique thing, and I'm very glad they did it. And they intend to do it next year.
Did they sell out?
They sold out, but it was only like 2 or 3 cars that were for that.
Oh, okay.
So it wasn't that many. They could have done a lot more, but they don't have as many cars. However, the next day, on Sunday, which I did not get to see, they did a special excursion with Central Railroad of New Jersey, number 1554, which is an Alco RS3 owned by the ARHS, which is leases it to the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Freight Service. Pulling the C&J cars they have with a full C&J charter up to Pocono, Maine, to Moscow and return, which is really cool. They did photo stops elsewhere and they did nice, really well thought out.
Oh yeah, well the pictures from that are so cool. It looks so cool.
And it's nice to see a matching consist. The 1554 did pull, one of its first assignments was to pull the Queen of the Valley passenger train, which was from Jersey City to Harrisburg. So they did a nice job with it. 26 was running. They screwed up their caboose, but they fixed it, which is amazing. The B unit on the F3s was not working when we were there. However, today, which I will get links for this somehow, they ran a special excursion up the Main with Erie Lackawanna number 1 business car and all the way out to Portland and back.
Oh yeah, that's the other thing that's super cool. They had a dining car there that was serving food on the inside. Like, you could go in there and eat lunch, and we did.
Yes, the Erie Lackawanna Dining Car Preservation Society brought out their Lackawanna diner and served food in it. And it was pretty good.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
They were very busy.
Amtrak food.
They were very busy.
They were very busy. They were not a trained server crew, that's for sure.
Yeah, this is their first time doing it, so they were. Yeah. Here's the photo of our lunches.
Yes, we're showing photos of our food now because we are white.
I didn't take.
We are 16-year-old white girls.
On Instagram.
On Instagram, so, exactly.
So
this is the one picture you found. This is.
And I have to give thanks to Sam and Jerry Kaczynski, Brian Wowek, Bruce Mowbray, Dennis Livesey, and many of the other volunteers up there, which is nothing I usually do, for digging 3254 out of the roundhouse, cleaning her up, washing her, and 2317 was also brought out of the roundhouse, although not open for cab tours. Washing the locomotives, giving them the attention they need, and letting people go inside.
Seriously, though, Blount was outside, 2317 was outside, the Burke was outside, the Northern was outside, like...
6023? 6023, I think it is?
Yeah, I don't know. Number 15 was outside, and looked really good, too. Everything was in the open. The roundhouse was empty, and it looked weird.
It was really weird, but they really did pull out all the stops, and I have to applaud them, and I have to wish Debbie Conway her best in her new job, and I still have to laugh at the fact that you were like, oh my god, it's Debbie Conway.
Yeah,
I still know who she is.
Yeah, well, Elvis was like freaking out like it was like some super high celebrity. I'm like, dude,
yeah,
it's just
I like Steamtown, okay?
It's just like, dude,
I was like, look, it's her,
like
and she's tiny.
Yeah, she is tiny.
So
okay, that's about me. We'll go down the list and we'll get to the rest of the stuff I did later.
Okay, I mean we just sort of bounce off of things. Does anybody have something they can bounce off of that? Wait, Milky, you went on an excursion.
Yeah, I did today, in fact.
Yeah.
I went to Bend, Oregon, where the Albany and Eastern wants their excursion trains out to Sweet Home. Except for usually they don't go all the way to Sweet Home. And they did today, and it was beautiful.
That's really cool.
And I didn't pay a cent.
Cheapskate.
Because I went there. I went there with the intention of giving my resume to the owner of the railroad, who likes the excursion train. So I gave him it. It went well. Nice. And I took some photos of the train coming in and a video of it pulling up to the station. It's like, hey, Nick, hop on. So I went on.
That's a good sign.
Yeah.
I think, it was a good sign. It was a 2.5 hour long excursion.
Wow, that's a nice excursion.
It covered about 20 miles of track. And in some of the photos, you can tell that the GE was really working hard up this hill.
What was it again? It was a B
it was
series?
a B4D on one end and a GP35 on one end.
Oh, okay.
B40-8?
Yeah, B40-8, I guess.
Question mark.
I want to be sure.
I don't know. Listen, I wouldn't know the difference either, Milky. It's okay.
Yeah, I guess B40-8, fine.
I know what B means.
I call them all U-boats.
What you mean, B?
Smoky boy.
Yeah.
Smoky bro.
This boy, he was produced. He spat out more sauce than the EMD did.
Oh my god! You should have seen the
But
frickin'...
I also met their master mechanic, who really likes the GEs compared to the EMD's mechanic.
Uh-oh.
And
these are pretty good machines.
Okay.
I had to hold back because, oh boy.
You should have seen the smoke coming out of that Alco on the caboose ride. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's GE, EMD, and then Alco. Yeah.
Also, it's been a long time since I've heard like an Alco, or at least an RS, idling. And it really does sound like they're just laying on the starter, like it won't start. They just sit there and they go...
Yep.
They sound so much different than any other prime mover. It's insane.
It's so special. I love Alcos.
Yeah,
Alco 244s are very nice prime movers, and any prime mover are.
Anyway.
These don't sound healthy.
It doesn't sound healthy, but it's normal. And then you see the smoke and it doesn't look healthy, but it's like, no, they just do that. It's okay.
Do that.
Yep.
In one of the pictures, we passed by the river on the way to Sweet Home, which you usually don't do on the normal hour-and-a-half excursion train. We went all the way to downtown Sweet Home, stopped next to a Safeway, and then they swapped ends because of the way they have the train. It's push-pull. And so we changed ends and kept on going back to town.
Very nice.
It's nice. Very nice, very nice. Their master mechanic is a nice guy. And we talked for a bit about just general locomotives.
General
And
Electric.
the one guy that I know that I know personally that works there was there. He was a conductor.
Is that how you got on?
No, it helped, but no, the owner of the railroad told me to get on. So I wasn't going to say no.
Nope, you don't.
We went over a few wooden trestles on the way. It was pretty.
He says get on and you're like, stranger danger!
Yeah, stranger.
No,
And then I took a picture of my car.
You say that when he said, "Hey, come back here into this caboose, just me and you know."
That ain't creepy.
That's when you start to
My
get
mother always
worried.
told me not to get into cars with strange men.
Yeah.
This isn't a car.
This isn't a car.
Anyways, I took a picture of my car with the G in the background too when we got back.
Okay.
And yeah, that was it.
I've been in this car.
I only planned on giving him my resume, and that was it. So
You should have like jumped in. You should have like started, car hosting or something. Just like
I kind of did. Waved
Good.
to all the people, informed the people on the train about what was going on.
Yep. Good.
Yep.
It just kind of just comes. It just comes naturally. It just you're on the train. You just like, okay, I gotta do something. I can't just sit here.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. At Steamtown, right? Two people said that. The
Swear to God. You say
longest
this.
locomotive ever
Here we
built
go.
was the Big Boy. Two separate instances. In the first instance, I was so happy because I was able to say, no, that's not correct. The longest engine ever built was the Pennsylvania S1 at 140 feet. And I was like, wow, the guy was like, oh, you should be doing the tour. And I was like, well, I don't know about that. And then I walked by, just like, again, another group of people, like I think a park ranger or something like that, somebody official-ish, talking to this woman who was asking about the Big Boy, and they're like, yeah, the largest engine ever built. And I was like, but I wasn't in the position to like stop them and be like, actually.
Meanwhile, I'm sitting in the bottom bunk of the caboose. I'm like, God damn it! Just like, yeah. Just
I was sharing standards. You should have been very happy.
Yes, but this is
I'm disappointed.
No. Well, I mean, I will give you slack because it wasn't with the other guy. It was with the actual trained guy. I'd also like to point out that this caboose hop was a 6-man crew.
There were a lot of people in the caboose.
No. This was crew.
Yeah.
Engineer, trainee engineer, conductor, trainee conductor, trainman, trainee trainman.
Everyone was learning.
Yes, this was a 6-man crew to go back and forth about, what you said, maybe a quarter mile?
Well, I mean, it's Railfest. That's the time when you're like, okay, you need to do these crew hours in order to, as trainee, in order to, get
but
be able to
even
do
then,
better
it's like
stuff.
you could do that in other places. Like it's a caboose stop.
But you could be at Railfest.
But
and
I'm meaning you could do it at other places at Railfest.
Nah.
6-man crew to go back and forth, 500 feet.
I mean, it's not like they had to have a 6-man crew. Again, people were just learning.
They could have done it with 2.
I mean, they could have. But what about all the people that wanted to ride the caboose and play with the Alco?
Well,
People.
I would want to.
Back and forth.
Anyway, what else is going on? Yeah, I was spreading the word of standards.
sadly.
Yeah. Anybody else have standard experiences this past couple of weeks?
Standard, no. North, yes.
North?
North, I was in Chicago.
Okay. I expect. Listen, I said that so you could go at it from the New York Central angle because you have all sorts of pictures of New York Central things from your trip.
Oh, I'm an idiot.
Anyway, here's a picture of the 3-9.
Yeah, I went to Chicago for this past weekend for Labor Day.
Woohoo.
Picture of podcast from Hushgram. And what I did was I went to the Museum of Science and Transportation, I think it's called. Science and Industry. I'm sorry. Museum of Science and Industry and the Illinois Railroad Museum. And what I found out at the IRM was that they weren't running trains because it had rained like real heavily the previous day, and like they were just flooding.
Yeah, I see this picture of the tracks at the platform.
Monsoons.
Yeah. What? Yeah, monsoons. I mean, like, and one photo you can I see 1630s tender just poking out, just no, I'm not running today, sorry. And then apparently the IRM has a Shay. I never knew this.
I mean, Steamtown has a Shay too.
This is new information to me, honestly.
A5.
And they've got a big blow which they got this panoramic of.
That Shay looks like frickin' number 7 from the Uinta. It looks less sketch, but it has the same like shape.
So you into say number 3, Alice?
No, number 7, the one that they homebrewed.
They built now parts from 3.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
Okay, fine.
They ordered the boiler for it and built it out of spare parts.
Yeah.
So, wait, where's the picture that I was looking to show people?
What was it?
I don't know. You said something I wanted to show people. Oh, the panoramic. Okay, yeah.
The panoramic. There you go. So it was like, I mean that's like my first real panoramic on my 4-year-old phone, and I say that it turned out fine enough.
You have an
And
extra
like,
long boy.
Yeah, that's a long locomotive. I mean, I had to walk. I mean, like I had to like walk to get to the end of it. Just, Jesus, freaking long! Holy crap!
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's an A unit, a B unit, and a tender.
And the tender, yeah.
Yeah.
And they've got that I think that's an SD40 at the barn back there. The old C&W thing. Some Burma Shave signs, which we all
Yes, comrade.
love.
Statistics prove near and far. Our statistics prove that folks near and far who drive like crazy are Burma Shave.
Yeah. So I just like sent that to you specifically, and then
Yes.
posted it to the group, and
you,
got
Colin.
others all fine, whatever. Then I saw like the only E5 left in a preservation, and it was coupled to the Zephyr train set, which I did think that they would do for some reason. But it makes sense that they would to keep it,
Authentic.
authentic. Sure.
Also, the
Mhm.
Burlington Zephyr is so shiny.
Yeah, it's so shiny because it's
Shiny
Shiny.
and chrome.
After all, it's chrome.
all this. Yeah, it's
Everything's chrome in the future.
the
Burma
future,
Shave
the
additive.
1950s future. And then there's the unit from Milky's favorite railroad, BN.
BN. The
Yeah,
extra green
hey.
unit. Also, there
Yeah.
are some interurban cars in here.
Yeah.
And like the oldest piece of railroad equipment, which is actually from 1859, is horse-powered, like literal horse-powered,
Yeah.
which is
1 horsepower.
2 horsepower. Probably.
Okay.
two
We
horse-
joked around at the museum about getting one.
I mean,
What?
they did the thing, we might have talked about it last week, but they did the thing at the WWF where they reenacted scrapping the railroad, and that was done with real horses. Because at that point they had crashed all of their engines.
Oh my God! Why?
Well, that's why they shut down the railroad.
Oh,
Oof.
They didn't have any engines left to run the railroad. Well, they still were okay, they just were in ditches. And one of them at least was.
Time I skook 'em.
Yeah, and so when they went about tearing up the railroad, they didn't have a locomotive to do it, so they got some horses to tow the flat cars as they tore the railroad up. Anyway, depressing stuff aside.
depressing stuff aside. So there's also Illinois Central 201, which is what John Luther Jones used for the 1893 Chicago World's. Was it 93 or 98?
Wait,
I
I'm
think.
familiar with this. I'm not familiar with this, I mean.
John Luther Jones or 201?
Yes.
Yeah. John Luther Jones is Casey Jones. I
Okay.
just like saying John Luther. It's more formal. And so,
Okay.
so they had his 201 at the IRM, and I saw the Not 382 in Jackson, Tennessee,
Mhm.
like a few months prior. So I told my mom we should go to Illinois to go see da. And she's like, why?
Da-da-da-da.
And that's like saying that. And then there's this like orange, tiny Whitcomb thing. I
It's
don't
so
know
cute.
what that-
It's so
That's-
cute.
Yeah, but I don't know why it's so small though. Like,
Because it is a small boy.
I mean, it might have been industrial. I'm not too
It
sure.
probably was.
Well, there was. It reminds me of number 2 from the Sacramento Railroad Museum, which is also very small and adorable.
Yeah, and they've got AMOY 3A or B. I can't remember what it was off the top of my head. 2050. It might be a B. But do not quote me on that. Seriously, don't. Yeah, B. You know,
It's actually an A. Or, no, it's a Y3, actually.
yeah, it's a Y3 something. That's all I know.
It's a Y3, I think.
God damn
I
it!
don't
Where's
think they
where
built them.
TBA? Wake up! We need you. What is it?
TBA is actually dead.
What happened to him, actually?
I don't know. He hasn't said anything. I think he's dead.
silently-
Maybe he
yes,
went to go
actually,
get dinner.
TBA actually passed away. Okay.
No.
So there's also some
It's an
interrupting.
NW something.
Thanks. We figured that part out.
Well,
I mean-
I'm helping. So
It's
I mean,
either
I
an
can
A
narrow
or
it
a B.
down.
We've got a 50-50 shot. Audience.
It's not an A. I know
Okay,
it's
then
not
it's
an
a
A
B.
class.
How would you know?
Because there's only one A left, and it's 1218.
No,
That's
not
a
A
Y6.
class. Or no,
Pretty sure.
wait. No, yeah, no. Y3. It's not. That's not one of those.
I thought you said A class. I'm like, it's not
No,
an
no,
A class. I
Not
know
an A
that.
class either. No, it's
I
a
don't know. Google
Y3
it.
something.
My God.
N&W Y3 something. Hold on,
It's
let me
just
get
a
the picture.
Y3.
Let me get the picture of it again. Is it just a Y3?
Okay, apparently Y3. Wait, there's a
Oh my God.
God damn
difference
it.
between the two. God damn it.
A or B? What is
A
it?
Lamau.
Okay, is a Y3A.
Okay.
Okay, mystery
A.
solved. All right, let's
Final
move
answer.
on.
Final answer.
I just checked steamlocomotives.com.
Thank you,
Cool. We
steamlocomotive.com.
got that done.
Thank you, Robert Lee Messina.
Really, he's in his lab.
Ba-ba-ba.
I mean, I've noticed that like some of the in urban stock is like a really bright orange, like 218 for example. I'm not sure why it's so bright or why it's so orange, but there you go. I mean, I took these pictures just thinking, look we like them, but it just baffles me that it's so orange and so puke. What else? So,
The 218 is Traction Company Orange.
Oh, like a standard thing.
Yes. Yes, it is.
So I also went, as I said before, to the Museum of Science and Industry, and I saw Neutral 999, yeah, and then they had this model railroad there, which I think was sponsored by BNSF, actually, and it was
ABN.
very funny. But it had like a bunch of HO stuff, and it was really nice, but it was all orange. Orange everywhere. You cannot escape the orange in Chicago, apparently. It's
Well, except for the one picture that you took where everything was blue.
Oh, I took another one. I just didn't post it, apparently. I'll put it in a bit. But what else was I?
No, and the dump group.
So I also went to see U-505, which was a submarine captured during the Second World War.
I was literally looking through all the pictures. I'm like, okay, train, submarine, train.
Wait,
Airplane.
submarine. Wait,
Submarine indoors, hanging from the ceiling.
it's
Okay, not hanging, but it looks like
it's
it is.
suspended. I mean, it's on like a giant pedestal.
Okay.
But this submarine was captured in '44, and stuff. I can't remember. I can't remember the entire story, but all I remember is it was captured in '44 and put into like underground in like 90 something. Because is it underground? Yeah, I think
I
it
don't
is.
know. Is it
Yeah.
underground? You tell me.
It is. I'm just trying to remember, but essentially buried the thing. It's in this concrete bunker, and they built a roof over it because it was sitting outside for something like 50 years, and then the museum went to restore it and put it underground, and there it is. And they do these tours through it, which was nice, but I almost knocked my head against the doors because they're so small and for good reason. But they got padding, but it's just don't hit your head, don't hit your head, don't hit your head. Do not
Don't
hit your head, and then you hit your head.
Oh, you know what's great?
What?
A little bit of cushion
Cab.
in the cab of 3254.
Hmm.
They put
Everyone-
they put a tennis ball on the end of the not the throttle itself, but I don't know what you call that part that the throttle slides along to open and close it.
The end of the quadrant.
The end of the
It's just a-
quadrant. Thank you. It's a tennis ball at the end of it. So because it's
Yeah.
at eye level, so you can smack your
you don't
eyeball
smack
into,
it.
into the
it's
sharp
a
end.
ground out tennis ball, and apparently that's an East Coast thing, and I didn't know that until that.
God.
It's pretty funny.
I was looking around, and then I saw this moldy piece of whatever, and then I saw
What?
it was bread.
Why
Like
did
it
you?
was.
No. What? Where?
It's by the submarine.
Why?
I mean, because that was because that's what they found. It's been out in the elements.
oh, this
for some
brown thing? This is bread?
Yeah.
It looks like a chocolate-covered donut.
It was bread.
It was.
And now
It's
a chocolate-covered
formerly
donut.
bread.
It's German bread. That's why. Don't. It was in the bilges. Oh my god. That's why it's so rancid.
I mean,
I can
it's also
imagine.
probably kind of rancid because it's like 74 years old.
But it was in the bilges, so that's probably why it's so bad.
Anyway,
And then I saw a Spitfire and a Stuka and bleh. And then we left. We went home on Amtrak. And actually, before I forget, Train 58, which was on the way to Chicago, had this amazing, unforgettable portrait. I just gotta pull it up.
what?
I'll just pull it up. Hold on. Skype, please work. There it is.
Stop. Shit.
What?
What?
I once again clicked on accident of the Don't Stand Me Still thing, which is right next to the Terminus dock.
Way to go.
And almost blasted that through the speakers.
Oh my god.
Here it is. I mean, it is such a beautiful fortress.
Fortress.
Portrait.
Oh,
Fortress. Yeah, it's so glamorous.
okay.
It's just,
Why?
it just shows the image.
You felt the need to take a picture of the missing picture.
Yes.
Yes.
Because Amtrak decided to not put a picture where it should be.
Oh, I bet somebody stole it.
Yeah, probably.
Apparently that happens.
Apparently.
Uh,
yes. Anyway. Go.
Yeah, anyway. Anybody else got stuff to talk about? What
yeah.
else?
Hey,
Oh, yeah.
I have the rest of my stuff.
Oh, goodness. Well, we're going to be here forever, then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well.
Oh my God.
Quickies. I imported two models into immersive railroading recently. A Chenoweth cart for a trolley, and
Hey.
an open air car from the White Pass in Yukon. I still need to figure out how to get the textures to actually work.
I was going
on
to say,
the
is that the
open
gray thing?
air. No. Although the Sumter cars are also gray, and I need to fix them.
Nice
And
caboose.
I've
you
been
got
working on a new fictional railroad in trains called, most original name ever, Oregon Pacific Railway.
there. Okay.
So far, I've gotten a few pieces of rolling stock. And a little bit of scenery done. I got more screenshots on Steam that I'll pull up right now.
Is that
real
a
fast.
240?
But it's yes.
It's so cute.
Hmm.
But anyways, the route is based in the 1800s. Yeah, it's pretty neat. Got my photos of it right here. Not much of it has been done. Like, it's about, like, I don't know, 5-10 miles to track. But it's all done with the train's randomized terrain tool.
Oh my god. Really?
Yeah, Willie.
Why?
You get some really good gradients out of it, too.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Find good gradients.
Yeah.
The max is like a 3% on this railroad.
Okay.
But anyways, there's some of the town. This roundhouse refused to rotate, so I built around it and made it work.
Made it work. Okay.
It'd be even funnier. It'd be even funnier if you are like, oh, the roundhouse refused to rotate. Let me just rotate the entire route.
Yeah, around the roundhouse.
It would have been much better.
But anyways, the solution to that problem turned out nice. It's this Y, and then the middle part of it goes into the roundhouse. That's how they had the roundhouse here before they tore out the roundhouse.
It's very silly.
It's a bit odd because the roundhouse here in Albany was built in the. It was an 1800s roundhouse, and they expanded on it a little bit, but they kept the same general design. Like it was just like this. It was in the middle, well, next to a Y. I'll see if I can grab an aerial real fast. Oh, actually, I do have it on hand. I just need to go grab it. Should be in here. Okay, maybe it's in here.
Yeah.
What?
I think
Is
you-
TBA alive yet? Where did TBA go?
Go ahead. I think I have his phone number.
I mean, I
Yeah,
do too.
call
He's
him.
still on the call, though. No, I'm not gonna like call him. Oh, here's the map. Here's
Yeah,
the
there's
derpy
a
map of how this works. Also, Milky, beautiful lines you got there.
Yeah. 10
Yeah, I
out
know.
of 10.
Excuse the poor quality of the illustration.
I couldn't do those lines better if I tried.
Yeah.
I would do it in CAD with the line tool.
Really?
Ooh,
Really?
I do not
I
have his
couldn't
phone
do-
number anyway, so we're
I did that with Snip. With
Oh,
the Snip tool.
Thank goodness
Sleeping tool.
for that. I don't know. Okay,
But
well,
yeah, that's what it was based off of.
okay, cool.
well. We'll give TBA a little bit more
Time to come back.
with what I have left to say. As I said, Railfest was really nice. It was a pleasure to have you and Madison down. It's a
Mhm.
shame Shelby couldn't come, but Shelby might come down and we might just go and do stuff on our own.
Really
Like-
now?
Yeah, I actually offered to her, say, hey, look, if you're not doing anything in like November, let me know. I'll see if I can make a few phone calls, and we'll like see if I can get you in there.
Okay. We'll
Well,
see.
yeah.
Like, I can't guarantee it, but I can try.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Weibel's not here, so I can say this. So we, we being Shelby and I were talking about going to Railfest initially, and the thing was she couldn't make it, and then it came around to me finding out that she's leaving. She's going to Colorado, like sometime in the winter because she's going to university there. And I was like, A, what the hell? How could you do this to me? And B, that's awesome. Please go terrorize Weibold. So I'm going to send her to go visit him.
That's gonna be great.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I said, look, if you're like back home for a weekend, come on down. Like,
Come on down. The
come
price
on
is
down.
right.
That's what the price is right. Other than
Doors
that,
open this Friday. So
other
come
than
on.
that, I am now the vice president of the Schuylkill Historical Model Railroad Club.
Oh yeah.
I have founded the Schuylkill Historical Model Railroad Club, and am trying to scramble to get about at least like 2 to 3 volunteers who I don't even care if they're even part of the club at this point to help run a stand at Pottsville on Tap.
Oh, the beer fest.
It's an event I'm helping plan. And I'm unable to help my club at, which we're also, since we have a club, you know, our layout's in the same town. We're doing an open house. I'm unable to help at both that and the event because I'm doing walking tours and I'm still waiting on things back from different people. I've sent history away, and it's just, oh God, when does September 16th come?
Wait,
And on
so
top of that,
go ahead.
so everything's been flooding. You know, it's been the monsoon season here in the state, and we've now there's a hurricane out in the Atlantic that's projected to be here on the 15th.
It heard about the beer fest. It just wanted to come.
It's not a beer fest.
It's
though.
called Pottsville on Tap. It has to be.
Like, there's a thousand. I'm not doing this next year. I'm not doing this next year. The 250th is going very well. We are up to 210 organizations who are a part of it, which is absolutely amazing.
Wow.
So we did our thing at Railfest, which was really nice. We're getting polo shirts. I think next week we're getting polo shirts. It's gonna be really nice. That's right. It's not going to be. It is really nice. So I'm not rambling on about the 250 because we need to get this show on the road.
I mean, do we though? Because TBA is dead. No, we
Just
do.
wrote on the show.
But I mean, we still have like all the news. We've been here.
Yeah,
for
I
an
know.
hour and a half.
Well, we're
move
not
on.
totally like overtime necessarily yet, but
Yeah.
yeah.
we're
But
going-
let's move on then. So
one other thing.
no, we're
so,
moving on too late.
Fuck you.
Just kidding. What?
Tomorrow I am actually going to help paint the 113 because we will be running at the end of the month. So
What? You're
Yeah.
running?
yes, we're running. We'll get to that in the news section.
Okay. Anyway,
Now we can move on.
that means it's time for.
Locomotive versus.
Oh my God! Come
We've
on.
had worse.
That
We've
was
had
weak.
we've had worse. We've
You
had
had
worse.
me.
It was
I was better
it was
than
an
that.
okay imitation. It was an
I'm
okay
sorry.
imitation. Also, TBA said he was going to do it, but he died. So anyway, the locomotive versus this week is nickel plate 587 versus 4501.
I'm not dead. I'm just letting you guys talk because I have nothing to talk
Oh
about.
my
Well,
God!
Oh my God!
Why
TBA,
didn't
part of the
you
pod.
we were
Pod-
just talking about you.
TBA, part of the podcast is just, talking, bouncing stuff, going back and forth with people, even if you don't have anything yourself. It's, it's interacting. So, especially when we're like, I think he's dead. It could do you to like, say something. So,
And now we're back to being dead.
Yeah, now he's gone again.
Let's
Great.
just
So,
the road.
why did we get him on this show? Anyway.
And we can say that just about everyone here. Why is he here?
Uh,
Wow. Okay.
Why are we here?
587 versus 4501. Who's representing what?
Ellis,
What?
Why am I
don't
here?
think we have stats for
I don't have to.
587.
You do.
We don't have stats for
Oh.
580. No, we have.
No, we don't.
Seriously?
Whoa.
Why not?
Okay, go look on the nickel plate page, like I am, and they don't include the H 6F.
I could have.
H6F?
Oh.
Yeah, you do. It's there.
Oh.
Oh, did I
No.
not?
No, the O was built by
I did a dumb. Hold
Baldwin,
on. PKP.
and the other Micadoos were built by Ima, and those are the Ima ones.
Okay. So wait, which ones are we missing? Oh. Why isn't that here then? Okay.
Dude,
well-
hold on. I did dumb.
Well, let's see what Mikado I can whip up.
Shoot. Hold on. What
I
is
mean,
it?
you could can't you
Okay,
just find a
WP,
locomotive,
Mike.
steam locomotive
Sure.
with the class?
Fight me, mate.
Where is it?
Well, wait.
The 587 had completely different builders.
I did
Yeah.
it dumb. You fix that.
Okay, you know what? WP, Mike do. Let's go. MK60.
Okay, I guess we're not doing this 587 thing. Sorry, 587. All right, replace the thing
Shoot
there, and
one.
we'll get to it.
Okay, I am going to do
I'm an idiot.
not my not changing my
Well, wait,
I
did you
feel
originally
like-
put that there? Like, who originally put that there?
whose
Whose
I might
idea
have
was that initially?
At this.
That might have
Yeah.
been me, but I might
Was
have
it
put
you
out
though?
a
I don't think it
link.
was you. It had to be somebody on the show.
Wasn't me.
Yeah, no, it
Was-
wasn't.
Shader.
I assume it had to have been Jader. So, goddamn it, Jader.
So yeah, I'm going to add the actual classification here.
That's weird.
Wait a minute. Oh, nope, that copied the whole Steam of sync. Nope.
I have done it dumb.
Okay, anyway, get me some pictures of these two.
I broke
So
it.
that we can do this for real.
I forget. Am I supposed to have the stats up? or
No.
No.
You're only supposed to have the pictures. Also, what the hell is with this?
I'll get a modern picture of mine.
So I haven't done this in a long time, so
Yeah,
I'm
no,
not gonna
just look at the pictures, and then that's your thing. And so we're gonna go back and forth. We're going to
One question though for Dean, real quick.
uh-oh.
Which 4501? Pre or post modern restoration?
Probably pre.
You want to do pre modern restoration?
Well, I don't think they have the post restoration.
Well,
They probably don't
that
have post.
didn't change like horsepower, but it changed other things.
I mean, the
Just do the
tender
pre.
changed.
Just do the pre. We're just doing the pre.
The pre, okay, the pre.
Okay. Capri. Okay, can I get some
I want a
pictures?
Capri Sun now.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to find pictures of Spider-Man.
Give me pictures of Spider-Man.
4501.
Peter Parker could have made money just taking selfies.
He should have, but he didn't. I'm looking for a good picture.
Screw it. This one works.
No message from
That's
eBay
fine.
yet.
It's a nice big picture. And boom. There we go. So that's me. Hi.
Milky.
Okay.
I'm also going to go.
Oh my
find the
god.
diagrams.
That's such a disproportionate Mikado.
Yeah.
Wait,
It is.
what?
That
Oh
headlight
my
should be way
God.
bigger.
It doesn't seem right.
Oh, that's a URL. Oh, that's the bad URL. You find it.
Wait, no, it's working. Maybe. Just
You need
kidding.
to-
No, it worked. Okay. I mean, not that we don't know what 4501 looks like.
I'll
But,
just change the link for you.
too late.
There you
I already clicked on it.
Yes.
And I got
It's-
a bunch of
it's-
viruses. Thanks
It's
a
the
lot.
same. It's the same image.
Well,
it's
now
just
I
a
have more viruses. Okay, so anyway, these are our two contenders. We've got Milky with 4501, or Milky with Western Pacific 334, and Dean with Southern 4501. Who's gonna go first?
Flip a coin.
Milky.
Okay, TBA says Milky.
Anyone else up chat?
Oh, Jack.
No.
No objections. Go.
Okay. What is your driver wheelbase? Why not?
Driver wheelbase 16.5 feet.
Bastard. Same.
Wait, really?
Wow.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. Oh
Nice.
my god. Okay. Yeah, okay, my sense of proportion is starting to work again. I need a banana for scale with these two.
Engine wheelbase.
Engine wheelbase. Oh wait, my engine wheelbase is 36.20.
34.75.
Seriously?
Yes.
Wow. This
You're
is actually
shorter?
way closer than I thought it was going to be.
How does that work?
What?
I don't know.
Okay, I don't know how the universe is shaped anymore.
Yeah, no, that
Universe
I
is
think
shaped.
something's wrong there.
Alright, continue.
I mean, remember when my little class 27 kicked everybody's ass?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but like,
I can't remember what
are you looking at these engines?
30,
No.
30,
They
32,
look like two completely
you don't
different
send them-
engines.
I don't know.
No, I'm really not looking at these engines.
Look! You're on this
Look.
podcast. Participate, for God's sake.
Look in awe.
One has a really cool hat.
Yeah, but look at the rest of it. It's like got tiny wheels and a massive boiler.
Whoa.
It's a
Okay,
door.
what is your...
It looks like 45.
Wait. Who got that one?
It's the daddy of 45.
Did I get that one, or did
Okay,
Loki?
no. You got that one because you were slightly shorter. Alright, what's your question?
Let's do engine weight.
Engine weight. 330,000 even.
272,940.
Balls.
Yep, he knew what he was
I
going
wonder
for.
what added that extra weight.
Weight on drivers.
Weight on drivers. 247,500.
215,700.
Nimble boy.
Here's some hero shit.
Alright, anyway.
Tender loaded weight.
Tender loaded weight. 264,000 even.
153,000.
Milky, your tender is also massive.
It's gonna come back later, I
It's
swear.
literally like a massive brick.
It is. The WP didn't have...
Let me guess, you're oil fired?
I don't know,
Yes.
man. I got
Yes,
full
he is.
in atomizer. And figure it
Anyway,
out. Yeah.
Dean, continue.
Well,
Do you have axle loading?
yeah, I do.
Axle loading.
Do you have...
61,875.
54,940.
Alright, you're just bleeding him dry for the weight points, I see.
Well, wouldn't a higher maximum weight per axle help?
No, the axle loading isn't a maximum weight per axle, it's just how much weight is on
But it
each
says
axle.
on steam milk.
Okay, no, but that's not a good thing.
Okay. Okay, fine.
It's not
Minimum-
like the engine is limited to this. It's like this is how much weight is being pressed onto the rail.
Okay, fine. I'll take it.
Minimum weight of rail.
103 pounds.
90.
103 pounds for Mikado.
Fat boy.
Maybe I should have gone with my
Yeah.
Mikado.
I could believe it.
What's the thickest Mikado that we've had on the show before this? Because we need to pit it against this thing.
That's the question.
I don't know.
What's-
Reading M would be pretty heavy. Reading M would be interesting.
Okay, Dean, continue. You're up 6-0 because Milky, he had it and he screwed up at the very beginning.
Nice.
To be fair, I could see how he made the mistake.
Total engine and tender weight.
You win.
What is it?
594,000.
425,940. I'm
Ouch.
just beating the
Okay,
crap
Dean.
out of him. Now this is going to be a real gamble. Ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase.
Okay, 0.46.
0.47.
Yeah, you knew that. You knew you were gonna win that because you have the same driver wheelbase and you had a shorter engine wheelbase. Math,
wait.
yo.
I got that. Oh wait, I got that one. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Can't do the fuel because differing.
Because different fuels.
Yeah. So it's not
And
gonna
we
work.
don't want to argue about who has the better fuel.
Driver diameter.
63.
Damn it. 63.
How did you not expect that? You
I
have
don't
You
know.
had the
Dean,
same
with
driver
the same
wheelbase.
size.
He could have had larger wheels. No, what am I thinking?
No.
It's okay, Dean. In your defense, I thought I had bigger wheels than you.
Ugh.
Okay, let's continue.
What's your factor of adhesion?
4.06.
False. 3.9.
3 point. Okay,
3.9 and 4.06.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
False.
Dean, continue.
Hmm.
Now I regret everything.
I don't want to.
You shouldn't. Why did you do factor of adhesion? You should have gone to like power computations or something. Factor of adhesion is such a toss-up.
Who built you?
Alco.
Several, but Baldwin is noted.
Okay.
Okay.
Number built.
15.
135.
Oh my god.
That was
Jesus.
a hammer. This is the only time. No, the only time I will ever say this. Logo base ID.
Why? Why would you say this?
43.
44. How is that more popular?
Yes.
Just slightly, but how is it more popular than 4501?
It's
How?
not popularity. It's just the order that they put it in the database.
Yeah.
How? How is this for that though?
Because it's extra things.
Why would you do this, Robert Lee Messina?
Yeah, but like the first thing in the database, they weren't entered just like, oh, I want to do this one, I want to do this one. The first thing in the database is a Mikado. It's number 1, and it's like an Akron, Canton, and Youngstown Mikado. Because it's A, and because it's a Mikado. Now, I don't know why this one is above that one, but they're both very low numbers, and I can see that.
Oh.
Dean, what's
God.
yours?
What?
What is yours?
No, he said his was...
44.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Did you miss that?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
That's the best part of it.
Whoopsie.
That's the best part of it.
Hey, Dean, when were you built?
1911.
1926.
Damn it.
Oh, wow, I thought you were
So-
actually much younger. Okay. Well,
Well, let's go. What's your water capacity?
8,000 gallons.
15,000.
Jesus!
Okay, what is your boiler pressure?
180.
200.
Damn.
Yoink.
Yeah.
What's your tractive effort?
53,113.
63,467.
That is
God.
alarmingly close.
It is. Okay, 5 points. Not bad. Not bad. Let's see how well I can do. Just comparing the two for the next one. Screw it. I think I got this. High pressure cylinders.
27 by 30.
28 by 30. Yes.
Oh!
God.
That was a cheap shot.
That was the shot in the dark. I was going back and forth
No,
between
the
the
cheap
two
shots is all
answers.
the weight stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that was cheap. Okay. Firebox area. Why not?
212.
391.
God.
Great area.
53.3.
70.30. Evaporative heating surface.
32.31.
37.98. Superheating surface.
Shoot, a super 699. That triggers me.
973. Combined
Wow.
heating surface.
3930.
4771.
Jesus.
Evaporating surface divided by cylinder volume.
162.52.
177.46 or 64.
That's close.
That is
That
close.
usually is close, but you've tied it up, Milky.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
It's 11 to 11.
No mercy.
Ay, ay, ay.
Wobbly Machina's power competition.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
9594.
14,060.
Jesus!
Wow, that was a
Same as
Holy
above
mackerel.
superhero percentage.
11,321.
16,872. Same as above, but substitute fireboxer for great area.
45,029.
93,840.
Oh,
Oh my god.
Tower L1.
10,060.
14,250.
God!
Holy
Tower
crap.
MT.
411.28.
507.80.
Jesus.
Oh.
We've never had somebody, I'm not sure, or at least it's been a really
That
long
was the
time
comeback if I've
since
ever
we've had
seen.
somebody, we've never had somebody come back from a shutout like that. Because Dean was literally up 11 to nothing. And
Yeah.
B, sweep the power computations like that.
God.
No, usually there's some resistance.
There's
Uh,
there's still some hope for 4501.
I think
There is
we've
still-
shotgunned through all the stuff
All the power
that I am willing to answer.
We
Yeah, we shotgunned through all of
Yeah.
this.
You want to go to style points then?
Yeah, style points.
All right, let's do style points. So we've hit enough. I think I'm going to say that you need to have at least 20 points combined to go to style points,
Yeah.
because that prevents people from getting the ball and then not doing any of the stats and then going to style points.
well, it's 20.
yeah, I
fair
think
enough.
that's a good rule.
Good, so-
Anyway, I like the fact style point for the thick boy having a hat.
Okay.
Yes,
And-
I will. If anybody disagrees
I
on a
like-
style point, say something.
I would like to ask a few questions for Milky.
Uh-oh.
Okay, what's up?
Does 334 have a head-end throttle? Because according to this picture, it does not appear to have a head-end throttle. Be able to see the mount.
And 4501 does?
4501 does have a head-end throttle.
Fair
Okay.
enough. I am not seeing one on the diagram for me.
Point for 4501.
But
4501.
does
What?
4501 have a booster truck?
I
No.
think so.
I do.
I don't think you do.
I'm probably
do.
thinking of a.
The diagram explicitly says Franken booster.
No, I mean, I don't think 4501 does. I can
4501
believe
does
that
not
you...
have a booster.
Yeah.
Okay. I cannot give you guys. I can't say anything about roller bearings because we are not doing that. And the original
Roller
tender
bearing.
capacity is different. Let's see here. We will obviously give a point to 4501 because it is running.
Yeah,
Mhm.
it's running.
Okay.
So that needs.
I have a
to go.
survivor.
You have a survivor. You have a better
Well-
survival percentage.
It does.
Yeah.
Oh, there are more of you.
There were... No. He has a better survival percentage, as in it's
One out of 15, Chris.
1 out of 15 versus 1 out of how many, Dean?
1 out of 135.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Let's see here.
I want to
4501.
have
Do you have comfy seats, Milky?
Ooh.
I believe I do, but I'll check the diagram.
Does
real
the thick
fast.
boy have train line steam, is the question. What's everyone's valve gear?
Style
Awesome.
point to 4501 by being made by Kano.
Yes!
Yes.
I was gonna ask if
we can
Milky
do
had
that.
a trains model. Milky, do you have a trains model?
No.
Okay.
He
That's
does
right.
have.
MSDS model.
Yeah.
MSDS model. That doesn't count for anything here. Thank you.
Okay. Let's see here.
Yeah, wait.
Do you
Valve
mean
gears. What's everyone's valve
Most
gear?
sucky train simulator.
Oh,
Ooh.
wow.
What?
Oh.
Oh, I want a spubby of that.
What? What was it?
Most
Spubby?
sucky train simulator. Okay. TBA, to bring you in the loop, Dean introduced me to this subreddit called Sububby, which has all, like, bizarrely photoshopped logos of things.
That word made me spit everywhere.
I'm gonna make a Sububby my termination.
You know what? Well, let's see here. On other style points, we've already gone over running. We cannot do Valve Gear because you both have wall shirts.
Well, I have
Really?
wall shirts or Southern.
That should be under
No,
Rivals
well,
Brew.
we're going off of...
4501 has wall shirts, okay.
Yeah, we're going off of 4501. You both have power reverses, so we can't use that.
I had a documentary.
This is why Chris is the one to replace Weibold, because he's the only other person that can do this.
Yes, documentary, so point to 4501 on more
Holy
public
crap.
recognition.
We need to have a Weibold versus Chris locomotive versus. That would
Oh my
be
God,
absolutely
yes.
insane.
We've
That would
already
never
have done that,
end.
and I've lost horribly.
Oh,
We'll get gooder.
we need another one.
Now look, point to 4501 for the documentary. Point to 4501 for running in multiple Steam programs.
Nah.
Point for train series.
No, I'm not gonna do that.
I
But
would-
point
Yeah,
for-
well, no,
for
I'll
one
give him a point because he's
for-
an Iron Horseman character.
Okay, but one point for the Steam programs. I'm not gonna give one for
No,
each
no,
of the.
I gave one for running and preservation. That's that.
All right.
Just check off that one.
Okay, let's see. Well, we already
ran
have
I ran fan trips on the WP.
Okay, so you both ran. Oh, you ran fan trips?
Yeah,
What year was that?
but that's under WP ownership.
Yeah.
That's different.
fan trips. But
Mm.
fine.
Eh.
So it was under WP
It's
ownership.
like the oil debate. I'm not having this.
What else?
Hmm?
If we already gave point to 4501 for company seats,
4501 also has better sand distribution by the looks.
yes, it does. The 4501 has King Sanders and goes to the front and back drivers. 334 does not.
Okay.
It appears it would have been an only a front one by the looks of the mount. The pipe's actually been taken apart, but I can see for the mount.
Can
I will
334
give 1
get-
point to Milky for the feed water heater.
I did that
we
already.
already
I
did
said it
that.
had a nice
I
hat.
already did.
What
Can
is
334 get a style point for white walls and stars?
Oh yeah. Can I get a set of
Okay.
white wall tires? I'll give a point for that.
What about the box tender?
No.
Oh,
No.
okay.
But on the contrary, I will give a point to 4501 for running in Southern Green.
No.
That,
No.
that counts as
No, I
preservation.
disagree. Unless TBA agrees with you, that's not happening.
No,
Why not?
because
It's preservation
okay.
error, Chris. You already got the point for it.
it's too fucking green.
Actually, no. I do have to give it because it has multiple schemes. That's
It
something.
looks like a creeper on rails,
No, it does not.
No, the other one has the box.
and it sounds like one too.
What?
That's
Oh
when
my
Stallion
God.
creeps up behind you and pushes you off the dock.
Boom.
Pushes you off the dock.
That's
No,
a nice
Could we
surround
give a
house.
point- Could we give a point to 4501 for what the hell was it?
God, just suck his dome.
For
already.
helping start the 21st Century Steam program.
No.
Oh my god.
No.
That counts as
no.
preservation, Chris.
No.
I really got to think here.
No.
No.
Chris, you
Yeah.
said that you're not going to include the multiple Steam programs. That's one of them.
Well, no, I was saying to start.
God damn it.
Let's see here.
Like, Dean isn't even playing anymore. Chris is playing for Dean.
Not only am I fighting Dean, I'm fighting Chris on that.
Oh my god.
Can we give 4501 style point for the front-mounted bell?
No.
No.
Why
Why
not?
not?
Wait, where's the bell on the other? Where is your bell?
It's
No. Why is it special that it's up there? No, it doesn't.
I
No,
see
it's not
that-
special.
Because,
in
well,
that
now hold
picture,
on.
334
Because
doesn't have a
4501s, 4501s will spring out. Will swing out.
There's
the
no
one on
bell
334
on
is an
334 in that image.
334 is an air ringed bell. So it's ding, 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 ding.
So
You can't manually ring it.
You can, but it's not. You can't.
a bell is a bell. I don't think it deserves.
Yeah, a bell is a bell. It's a bell.
Isabel.
Point for red
I don't know.
number
I don't
plate?
know. I don't know. I don't know. It would tie it up.
No.
It would tie
Red
it up.
number plate.
I've
That's
got
the
a red number
lamest
plate.
style point.
What? The lamest?
No. Oh, I have a red number plate. I get a.
I mean, it
There's
is
no
a
damn
style thing.
Yeah,
That's
It
like
is a
saying
style
Penzi
thing.
Engine, that's like saying a Penzi engine gets a style point for having a keystone on the front.
That's
Maybe
exactly
it
the
should.
point.
Maybe
No.
it should.
Okay, I take it back. No.
It's style.
I
God,
want to
Dave,
give.
Dave,
I
give,
want to
give
give.
that man style point.
Hold
For that. He
on.
needs a style point for the red the red number
No.
plate.
All right, fine. I'll give it one.
No.
No. Listen, I'll give it one for the red style point and the bell combined. They're not worth a full
Okay.
style point each. They get a half.
I want to give the. Never mind.
Thick boy.
No.
What?
4501 and the really awkward dome that 4501 is numbered on up there. I don't know.
That
Looks
sand dome.
interesting.
Usually sand domes are the other direction, so it was mounted awkwardly. You know what? We can give 4501 a style point for. We could give it a point for helping design the USRA Mikados.
That was rebuilt in like 30s though. That's
But the USRA design for Mikados was based off of 4501's class.
Do it.
okay, I'd go for that, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that till like
They-
now.
Okay, we're at
the
2020
USRA
now.
mics
Okay, listen.
were-
There's something I've been saving here.
Oh,
oh.
There's something I've been saving here because we have a tie right now.
Wait. Who
What?
was built by who? I just want to know.
Alco.
Baldwin. Several, but Baldwin.
Several with Baldwin. So I have a
Alco.
question, guys. I'd like you to get out your computer calculators, do me some quick maths.
Oh, here
We're
we go.
gonna do Ellis Tamelio's weight computation, or whatever it was
I'm
called.
dying.
Please stop. Uh,
2 plus 2
so
is 4
the
minus.
weight computation is
Wait.
the weight on drivers divided by the total engine weight.
Wait on drive.
7.
It's gonna make or break it.
This is gonna make a break.
1.5700 divided by total engine weight.
Yeah, weight on drivers divided by total engine weight.
Total.
Total engine weight?
Yep, total engine weight.
Who was lighter? Oh, 4501 probably.
Divided by total engine weight. You mean engine weight or total tin?
No,
Total
I mean
engine
just the
tender.
engine, not engine
There
and
you go.
tender.
372.
Is 334 Western Pacific?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I came out with 0.75.
Ooh, that's good.
0.79.
Oh, that's better.
What are we trying to achieve with
so-
this?
The meaning of that.
What computation did you just do anyway?
So what it is it's the total engine weight divided, or sorry, it's the weight on drivers divided by the total engine weight. What you get is the percentage of the weight of the engine that is on the drivers. So it's basically how efficiently is the weight distributed. So that's a point for 4501.
Yeet.
Wow.
So
Milky and the
There we
Thick
go.
Boy didn't have the pedigree to beat 4501. And I thought he was going to after he absolutely trashed him with all the stats.
You're
Is
welcome.
it going to come down to the votes?
I mean,
Oh.
I know who I'm voting for. But yeah, all right. Let me move this over into the other document while everyone mulls over the results of this this local vote verbiage.
I am actually gonna vote for 33-4.
Just hold on. Stop. I said wait and mull it over.
Mhm.
What about
Sorry,
wait and
I
mull it
already
over?
mulled
Did
it
nobody
over.
understand?
4501 is overrated.
Yeah.
No.
I agree.
Yeah, it is. let's be real here. And I'm gonna be honest. There was even a style point that I didn't give 3334 or 334.
334. There's three numbers there.
334.
Rich, now you're saying
three.
And that style point is the bolted on numbers and bolted on flag on the tender. Which not a lot of roads did, but it really helped them pop. So I didn't really think it was
I didn't even notice that, Chris.
I didn't notice that either. So
You
I also didn't know it was special. Even if I had noticed that, I would have known it was special. But anyway,
Yeah,
we didn't do like whatever. Never mind. Game's over. We can do a rematch later. Not that it's going to be that much different.
Oh.
And okay, so vote. Is everyone voting for the thick boy?
Yes.
No, well, if that's the case, if everyone else is voting, I will vote for 4501.
Okay.
You sucker.
So
Pity vote.
Disgusting. What's pity?
Disgusting.
No mercy.
Disgusting.
Alice,
Okay.
what do you
What is this? Oh, it's just a subreddit link. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, so let's move on then. Let's move on to the news this week. I've got a couple of things to take care of over here, little clerical things in the background, so you guys go right ahead.
Okay.
I have nothing.
You better go get
Thanks.
stuff.
Go get some news.
I don't want to.
Why?
Because it all sucks.
Oh my god.
well, if no one else is gonna start, I'll start. I'll just start going down my list. Monsoons happened. The monsoons have happened, and they're still coming. It is still raining outside. Everything is underwater. The Maryland and Pennsylvania railroad is heavily damaged by floods. Every railroad in Pennsylvania is heavily damaged by flood. Amtrak was delayed, and because of Mount Joy, Pennsylvania, Mount Joy, the gully filled with water. They drove
Can
into
I
it.
have some of this rain, please?
Please take it.
Everything's drowning.
Yes.
Over here, everything is burning.
Yeah.
The state of Pennsylvania is currently underwater. There is a perfect meme for this, which Ellis, I'd like you to show. I gotta Google it. Hold on, Jesus. Where is it?
Okay, you can find it.
I'm hungry.
Okay.
Grass cutting underwater.
Oh, whoops! I put locomotive versus where the cargoes go. Whoops.
Locomotives.
By the way, basically, we've been cutting our grasses underwater recently, so you know, that's just kind of how Pennsylvania has gotten on.
Wait, so you're sitting there with your lawnmower just splashing around water?
Pretty much.
I feel like that's not good for the
What does
lawnmower.
that sound like?
It sounds like a lawnmower. No, we're not doing that. Also in Pennsylvania, we
Like a
also
car.
have a new guest coming to the state. I'm not sure if we reported it on last week or not. I don't know. But Leviathan, David Clokey's locomotive for the Lincoln Funeral Train, was bought and moved to a place in Elizabethtown, Pennsylvania, south of Harrisburg along the Susquehanna River, called the Star Barn, which is an 1880s barn that they moved from somewhere upstate as a old west train. The whole place is absolutely beautiful. I've yet to visit it yet. They have plans to build about 3/4 of a mile of loop of track to do it, and have ordered cars from Clokey himself, more old west passenger cars. They also purchased the Lincoln funeral car,
Did they?
which was announced that it's moving to the Star Barn.
If I
They
may
also
say,
have-
the
What?
Lincoln funeral car looks really weird.
it is really weird. With
I'm gonna tell it you said that.
Aww.
But they also have gotten a bridge. They also got the only Ellis, you'll appreciate this. They got a covered bridge, the only double arch covered bridge left in the world.
Oh wow.
where it's actually 2 spans.
Oh damn!
They got that. I don't know where they're gonna put it, but they dismantled it and have moved it to the location.
I know some guys who need a bridge. Wait.
So that's pretty neat. Speaking of passenger cars,
Oh yes.
this recently just sold. Earlier this week, a friend of mine contacted me and said, "Hey, there's a passenger car for sale."
It's so blue.
And I'm like, "What? What are you talking about?"
It's possibly, color-wise, the ugliest passenger car I've ever seen.
Yes, and I have to agree with that. The current bid for this thing, it was on an auction site, EPTH, everything but the house.
Okay, yeah, you're right. That Lincoln funeral car is
For-
weird.
Yeah.
For $50 when I started, like,
What are those wheels?
yeah. It's in Beaumont, North Carolina,
What
which is
the-
just west of Charlotte.
What
and-
is this?
Was a former
You're evil.
New Haven Railroad sleeper lounge car built as the Keystone State 1955.
Called it New Haven. Called the Keystone.
Yes. And
looks like
for
they-
6 hours, I had a legitimate plan to move it and scrap it and make money. And I know all you people out there are gonna be like, "What are you
Scrap
talking
it,
about?" Scrap it.
Ree.
It looks
Yeah.
like they took
However-
a trolley
You
and
have to understand what this car is. This car was sold off by Amtrak in private ownership, and when it was down somewhere in Georgia, the Southern Railway kicked a boxcar into it and it bent the frame, so it will never be able to run on
Oh my
Amtrak
God.
again. It would never. It would only the only way to be able to move anywhere on a Class 1 railroad would be by a scrap move. It is not. It's not good. However, the trucks are good on it. And the plan was to move it to Toppin into the Allentown and Auburn, which is my railroad, as we all know. Get a crane, lift up the body off the trucks, cut the body up, or try and sell it, or cut it up, or whatever, and then sell the trucks and make money, and then go buy something else and restore that
With the trucks.
with the money for the trucks. Because as you know, you wouldn't really think about this, but the passenger car trucks are in very high demand because usually, believe it or not, they're attached to passenger cars.
Oh,
I was gonna say,
I
if
guess.
Milky, if you didn't say anything, I was going to, because we have heard your issues with trucks so often.
Yeah, like
who
Yeah.
made this car?
good passenger car trucks are very rare to come across. The final bid on it came to $2,250, which still was a really good deal.
For
But
a
what
passenger car,
killed-
yes, but it's not a useful one.
What killed it for me? What killed it was the same guy who contacted me. Said all of a sudden, "Oh yeah, it has no brakes."
The
What?
wheels are so bright. That's all.
There's no brake systems, no shoes, no anything on it. All the valves are taken out, and that costs about $25,000 to put back in. So no, like that's it. No. Now it said on the thing it actually needed to be removed from the property by a truck. However, I called up the railroad which owns the tracks that it's on. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna buy this passenger car at the end of your line. It says it's exempt. Can you get an engine down there? Yeah, I'll get an engine down there. Okay, thank you. And I got a quote from NS and everything, and it was a viable thing. I had a backer lined up, and I could have bought it. I could have even bought it for this amount of money, you know. But then it had no brakes. Like, all right, well, that went out the window.
It has no brakes.
Yeah.
There ain't no brakes.
Yeah, and you can't just put a pass hose on it to pass air through it anymore. You just can't. The guy who bought it, who will remain nameless, has the exact same intentions that we have, except for he wants to at least try and sell the body. Which,
In one piece.
if any of you guys out there want to buy a trailer without the benefits of having a trailer, go right ahead.
No.
It is the interior is actually most original, and it was pretty decent. Which is such a shame that it is probably going to get cut up, but at least parts of it will live on.
Yeah.
So, for about 6 hours, I was going to buy a passenger car.
Yeah.
For about 6 hours. Oh,
For
well,
it
if
was
you want
ice
to...
cream.
If we're talking passenger cars, out in Minneapolis, the Friends of the 261 are working on a former Western Pacific Dome car called Silver Palace. It was built in
Hey, I've seen
1948.
that.
What?
I wished in that.
Oh, okay. So it is getting new windows, getting new seats, total rebuild. The inside was gutted, and now it's, getting redone, and it's going to be used on the trains that the 261 is going to be running. So that's really cool. Any place where you can see a dome is great, or you can ride on a dome, because as we know, the dome is disappearing from Amtrak very soon, and I'm very upset about that. And whoa.
Okay.
And no, here's my thing though. Here's my thing. So the 261 folks have just harped on and on and on recently. We talked about this, about how with PTC yada yada, things may never be the same again. The 261 may never run again, and then they're like, oh, but we're restoring this dome car to run behind it. It's like, will you
Nice.
pick? Is it the end of the world, or are you gonna are things okay? Because the 261 folks are not my favorite people in the world right now because of the fact that they are so doom and gloom about everything that goes on with the 261.
Go back. So,
I don't know. It just seems like sort of contrary. You think they'd be like piling everything into trying to get PTC running if it's really the end of the world. Speaking of PTC though, and the end of the world. So a Trains magazine article came out that talked about Amtrak discontinuing, I think, 8 routes because they will no longer run on routes without PTC. This was the statement. This is what they said. Amtrak will not operate on passenger trains on lines without positive train control after December 31st, 2018, a top official for the railroad says. That means discontinuing the Southwest Chief between La Junta and
La Junta.
La Junta.
Sorry.
La Junta.
And Daly's, New Mexico, and through Topeka, Kansas. So the Cardinal over the Buckingham Branch between Orange and Clifton Forge, Virginia. The California Zephyr, which is 152 miles of the Green River subdivision west of Grand Junction. The Texas Eagle, which is 110 miles of the DeSoto subdivision near St. Louis. The Downeaster, parts of it. The Vermonter, parts of it. The Ethan Allen, and the City of New Orleans, parts of it. The City of New Orleans is actually only 18 miles. But either way, that would mean either bus bridging or rerouting or canceling those trains entirely. I saw this article, and I went, there's something fishy about it. I could see them going after this, especially with the, seeming plan to try and gut the long-distance services and that sort of thing, just to make things less enticing to passengers so they have a reason to shut them down. But the but in me was, but the Downeasters on this list. And the New England Passenger Rail Commission fought tooth and nail, moved heaven and earth to get the Downeaster, and they pay for it. So, the Downeaster of all the trains on this list should not be on this list. They will not let that go, I'm certain of it. And so, that led me to believe, okay, there's something fishy about this article, I don't think this is going to happen. And then fast forward, a couple of days, and, where is it? Is it this article? Amtrak statement counters Trains PTC article. So, Clary, blah, 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 blah. I don't know who said this exactly. The Trains.com story is inaccurate. Mr. Gardner did not say what the magazine purports to report without a direct quote. The posted story was not based on first-hand knowledge of what was said in the meeting. Amtrak was not given an opportunity to confirm or deny the second-hand information prior to posting, and certainly would have denied the report as we are doing now. So, basically, and the long and short of it is that they are, they are not changing their stance on the usage with PTC, and the Amtrak is performing risk analyses and developing strategies for enhancing safety on a route-by-route basis to ensure that there is a single level of safety across the Amtrak network. Where PTC is not implemented and operational, it is expected that nearly all carriers will qualify for an alternative PTC implementation schedule under law. As in, nothing huge is changing right away. You know, this article, this Trains Magazine article, and there's another one that's paired with it. It's not what they said, which is kind of unusual, I think, because Trains Magazine is usually fairly on the ball. I think it's kind of weird that they dropped the ball in this case, and I'm wondering exactly what happened.
Who knows?
I'll be right back.
All right.
Unfortunately, we had some news break just before the podcast that from the Arkansas Railroad Museum that one of their valued volunteers, Steve Rohr.
Steve Rohr has passed away. For those
He's
of
the guy
you who
behind
don't know,
he's the guy behind the 819 restoration.
Oh, really?
And the second restoration of it too, that hasn't quite taken off yet.
So basically, we could have pinned all of Ross Rowland's insanity on him. Without him. Thank you for supporting.
Steve Rohr has passed away.
Yeah.
He was basically their CMO of 819. What little they could do, so that engine's future is even more in limbo than it was now, and it was already.
Yeah.
So
it's unfortunate, and according to the museum, he was a great guy and had a real passion about the railroad museum and its history.
Well, I'm sure he did. He did a whole lot.
Yeah.
He was one of their highest rankings. So.
And he was the guy that actually wanted to do stuff with 819.
Yeah. And it's a shame.
Because they did an update on the 819. Project 819 did, and I'll go grab the link to it. But pretty much there was this article saying, should 819 run again, or something on those lines. So I'll go grab the actual article.
And the answer is yes.
I think it's very well bent here. Although I think we already talked about it on the podcast, but it's relevant here, so I'm going to post it again. Wait for it.
Wait for it. Wait for it.
And right there.
Let me see.
Okay, that's the Facebook.
Oh my god.
What?
That's a link.
Okay.
That's a long link.
Cotton Belt 819 deserves to run again.
Dinky boy.
Yep. And he listed the reasons, he answered some questions. Does 819 have places to run? Yes.
Oh.
Two things that are stopping the 819 from running on the hosting railroad is money and dedicated volunteers.
Mm-hmm.
So that's basically where 819 is right now.
Here's my thing. I like the dual service 484 became almost a trademark for a host of major railroads. What would the NAW be without the Streamline J, or the SP without the Daylights, or the Santa Fe without the 2900s, or the New York Central without the Niagaras? Now, obviously the Niagaras are quite iconic.
Loved.
But
the
I don't think that the New York Central would be really missing much if they didn't have the Niagaras. At least their image might not be. So.
No, if anything, the Hudsons.
Yeah, exactly. The Hudsons are the ones that's the big deal.
That's the iconic of
yeah.
that railroad.
But anyway, I'm not going to deep with this article.
Anyways, it's a nice article about 819.
It is a very cool article.
Why 819 should run. But anyways, that's just unfortunate that happened.
Why 819 should run everything.
Yeah.
Every engine should run.
Maybe on a rural railroad, that's more important than your rails to trails.
Oh, jeez. That's funny. I got into this a little bit. I got into this a little bit during the during under construction. Not that much, but I talked about it a little bit. Oh my god! Oh my god!
What?
I'm watching the stream. BBG just slammed the whole train into a wall. He just totally went off the track at a curve and piled everything up. Oh my god!
I've done that before onto a building. It was great. Well, anyways, it's just a neat article. It's an opinion article, obviously.
Yeah.
And it's based around our favorite railroad, the Swurg.
Erg.
And yeah, he makes the point that it's easier to firefight on the railroad than the trail, which is true.
That is true.
That is true. Yeah, it just goes into detail, and it's a really good opinion piece. Just to read through. I'm not going to read through the whole thing, but he basically describes that pretty much Wales the Trails ignores fire season and economic well-being of rural towns, of rural western towns, which I get. But yeah, again, that's your opinion, so take it for what it is.
Now, I will. I'm reading through this article now. Now, see, they're talking about the salmon on the passenger train from Alamosa to Levada. I would not trust salmon that far from a large body of water, like Weibold eating his clam chowder. It's like I wouldn't touch that out there. I mean, I don't eat clam chowder anyway, but
it comes from a can like soup does.
Yeah, I know, but that doesn't.
What do you mean you want soup?
Anyway, I love the slurge.
It's a good article. BNSF apparently has new rules that will help prevent derailments in downtown Great Falls, Montana, which I think is on Mariah's Pass.
I think it's
I've probably been through there 50 times in MSTS.
Yeah, you and me both.
Anyways, apparently they had derailment. Oh,
did they?
Two similar derailments. Okay.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Okay, it was the early August derailment. But
okay. Yeah, it's funny that this article comes out after we just had a week without derailments or 2 weeks without derailments for BNSF.
Well, yeah. When else would it come out?
It was early August. And anyways, they just go on about new rules to try and stop derailments.
Yay! Stop the derailments.
Hey.
No derailing anymore. Don't do that. Anyway.
And here's a nice history piece about the Yosemite Valley Railroad, which is a little bit misleading because of the headline, "End of the line for a scenic railroad in California."
Spoiler alert, the end of the line was in 1945.
It's a good history overview of the end of the railroad, but very confusing when you're going through news and seeing that. But it was a nice short line railroad, and there's plenty of models of the stuff that they had for trains.
Yeah.
Speaking of ends of the line, let's move to the beginning of the line. For ex-Conrail, for extra 3639 North. The Youngstown Steel Heritage Association, also known as Rick Rollins, with his giant 2-foot Volvo, has purchased from NS.
Have they purchased it?
Lackawanna. Was it SD45? I think it is.
Have they purchased it? I thought they were just raising money.
P5, I think. Let me check.
In Roanoke,
SD40P45.
Okay, what he said. It's an exterior Lackawanna engine that he has bought from NS and is planning to move from Roanoke, the Roanoke deadline to Youngstown, Ohio, to live at his museum as a part of Youngstown's steel heritage. As we all know, the Erie Lackawanna was a big part of Youngstown's heritage, and it feels like it's a perfect fit. It is a very nice locomotive. I kind of wish he had gotten the E unit in front of it.
Yeah, I know. That's what I want. Give me the E unit.
I mean, it doesn't really have much to do with Youngstown, and I understand.
Yeah, but it's an E unit.
Also, the locomotive wasn't owned by NS. It was owned by BMT.
Oh, either way, he still has to ship it over NS.
Bacon button and tomato.
Currently, the fundraiser, if I can find it, donate it to it. He has set up a GoFundMe for it.
Yeah.
No, he has a shirt, which 55 items sold, and it is currently, as of the time of recording this, $2,010 raised. And I know he's raised like $3,000 or something elsewhere. So he has moved along, and he is doing a lot. And good luck to him. He also just got a job at another railroad, and God love Rick. God love you, Rick. I know you're never gonna watch this, but God love you.
I just
You're a
stubbed my
madman.
toe.
But they are planning to move it. Speaking of other things to move, there is no link for this, sadly. 757 should be moved early next year, from what I hear, or even late this year. We don't know. 757 is, they have repainted the
one
font.
name they gave up in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, they are
Virginia and Truckee engine.
they are moving forward with getting it done. They're kind of just waiting on NS right now, but they do have a few other things to intend to basically kind of give it a paint job and stuff before it leaves, that it looks good coming in, and it will look awesome coming in. So that's happening.
Mm-hmm. They should restore it in double head.
Somebody had said to me that, it'd be really cool if 765 would lead it back home, and I'm like, that's like the mother dragging the dead corpse of its brother.
I know.
Home.
Yeah.
Like, that's just very morbid.
Well, then they need to bring it to Steamtown and pose them both in the roundhouse with 759.
All three of them.
Yeah.
That'd be like saying that one of the Virginia and Truckee engines should go bring Tahoe back.
I mean, I feel like that's a little more of a stretch, Milky.
Yeah, but speaking of the wonderful 765, Joliet Rocket 2 Electric Boogaloo is happening.
This is not the second one. I don't think this is
the second one.
Is it the second one?
Yes.
Okay, I thought they'd done it more than twice so far.
Nope, this is only the second time.
Joliet's electric boogaloo.
That will be going on on the 15th and 16th. And Trains Magazine has partnered with them and are doing a night photo shoot at LaSalle Street Station. They have got 2 Rock Island units, I believe from IRM and some other railroad out that direction, I don't know exactly where, that are going to be on display during the event at LaSalle Street Station and will be available with 765 for night photo shoots at LaSalle at a private event, which is really cool. These locomotives haven't been there in years, and they're bringing them back, and they're putting an actual Rock Island passenger contest behind them, and it's gonna be awesome. I really want to go, but I mean I can't. I have to deal with the monsoons here in Pennsylvania.
All right. So I wanted to jump to this from. I'll just get this out of the way, because I see this is more of a serious topic, and I wanted to jump to this from the rail trail discussion, and talking about the comparison between because it slipped my mind, about the comparison between the efficiency of trucks and trains, and CSX is proposing and thinking that with PTC fully implemented, they could make a move to one-man crews, or even to, in the future, autonomous railroading. Now, this isn't unprecedented.
No, that's a bad idea.
You say that, but there are autonomous trains in the world that work.
Have you seen Factorio?
Yeah, well, listen, we'll talk about Brightline in a little bit. And see, the thing is, and we talk about this a lot, the competition between trucks and trains, and the thing is that what we haven't thought about necessarily, maybe you guys have, I certainly haven't, is the increased competition that trains will face when autonomous trucking is on the scene, whenever that is, but it's probably not that far away.
Is that even going to be a thing? Because autonomous cars are only just now beginning to be a thing.
Eventually, within our lifetime.
Yeah, autonomous cars are in their infancy, but they get better every day, effectively. And the real thing about autonomous vehicles is they don't have to be perfect, they just have to be better than us. And in the grand scheme of things, being better than a human for a computer is not that hard, at least for a relatively simple task.
For a computer, it's kind of easy, but a computer can only be as smart as the humans that program them.
Exactly. So, but once we get further in computing, I feel like things will become easier. Right now, it's a lot of decision making that's really the problem for these vehicles, at least as far as I understand. And
Ready Player One.
and if we see autonomous cars, autonomous trucks are going to be the next logical step, and I bet you that'll happen.
That's going to be scary.
I think it'll happen en masse before autonomous cars, because autonomous cars will be more like a consumer vehicle, and autonomous trucks are going to be like a truck company vehicle. Imagine not having to pay drivers. And so that's why...
and that's jobs. That's going to, crash the economy.
Yeah, no, that's mainly what I've thought about, but I haven't thought about how is that going to affect railroad shipping. And
here goes the United States.
Yeah, the way it would be is railroad shipping is suddenly going to be much less competitive because trucks are going to be that much cheaper because you don't have to pay drivers. So cutting back to one-man crews or even autonomous trains, might be something that happens relatively soon after this technology it reaches a higher level.
But would it really, though? I mean, you can only move so much with a truck. You can move 40 truckloads of stuff with one train.
Yeah, but think about it. If you don't have to pay drivers for their hours...
it's cheaper.
It's that much cheaper, and you can have the AI all communicate with one another, and they talk about in this article, to have the trucks platoon, to have them basically act like a train. Where they're all just very close. Where they're all just very close to one another.
Come on and join our convoy.
Yeah, exactly.
Here's the thing. How are you going to refuel the trucks when they're on the road?
If they're electric vehicles, then they
road.
They can drive themselves to a place where they will hook up. Tesla already has an automatic charger for its cars.
Yeah, it's like an octopus.
You pull into the garage and it plugs into your car. It's itself. You don't have to touch it.
It's actually really cool.
It is really cool. It's really kind of scary.
But what if? What if they're using diesel power trucks?
Then they wouldn't.
They wouldn't.
Or
have you seen the Tesla truck?
Or here's the thing: suddenly, full-service gas stations are back in style. Imagine, the truck pulls up at the gas station, the attendant's like, no.
Okay, and then how is it going to be paid for?
Again, you can probably just do that with some sort of, maybe a QR code reader or just a, anything. It can be paid for over the internet. It can be a digital transfer when it plugs into the car. These are the levels of technology that we're not at yet because we don't have huge truck infrastructure. But I bet you it's going to happen, almost definitely within our lifetimes. And probably sooner than we might expect. It's going to be like flipping a switch. Suddenly it's going to be like, boom. The automated vehicles are all over the place. And it's, Because
I don't foresee trains catching on for a while. Because I don't know if it was one of you guys or someone else who brought it up in their crew. Yes, autonomous trains are things. Yes, they have been tested. They're good. But think about where they've been tested. In the literal ass end of nowhere.
I mean, yeah, in Australia.
Yeah.
But
yeah, that's the thing. They're far away, and in here, they could be used down in the coal holes and in small places. But for long haul trains that especially go through cities, it will never happen.
I don't know about that. I mean, I think the thing that's going to hold it back.
Never, but for a very long time, because a collision with a human being is not hard enough to trigger any sensors. Mm-hmm. When a train collides with a human, and this is going to get really morbid here. When a train collides with a person, the engineer has to dynamite it. The train itself will not dynamite because it's like a tree branch.
Well, yeah, but you can have sensors that detect when you hit something. You can
depends on the human.
That would
yeah, if you run into Superman.
No, have you seen Hancock?
there's a lot of things that can go wrong at crossings and at public roads that until the technology gets far better, it's not going to happen.
I mean, that's
I
true.
can foresee it in our lifetimes, but not till we're in our 50s.
I don't know. I think it's only going to be held back from a regulatory standpoint, because if you look at the technology behind cars versus behind trains, trains are much simpler to get a computer to understand what's going on.
Unless it's like a Boeing night rail vehicle.
Like
computer in air quotes.
Trains are easy because you don't have many.
Because you know where the train's going to be. It's going to be on the tracks.
Well,
Pretty easy.
generally.
Pretty easy to track too.
Yeah, and you
like,
can
just use
occupy-
signals.
Yeah, you can occupy blocks. Compared to a car, which can be anywhere on the road, it's extraordinarily simple, and it's amazing to me that we haven't had more autonomous forays into rail vehicles yet. And I almost guarantee it's got to be more of a regulatory thing that's holding it back as opposed to anything else.
I've been holding my trap card this whole time.
Oh no.
How are you going to switch out a rail yard with an autonomous train? I want to know. Explain.
Listen, if you can do it in trains, you can do it in real life.
Yourself.
That's kind
But
of.
you don't necessarily need to have every bit of it be automated, but honestly you could, especially if the cars are being tracked in a central computer. That way you know where every car is, and every train knows where every car is.
They already are.
I know, but but not the exact specific locations, like where you left it in the yard.
It's just the number. It's not, car 28,241 is 17 cars in this consist on track 17.
That's
too hard to upgrade that.
I don't think that's that hard. If you have every train keep track of what it's holding, or what it's moving, and keep track of where it puts it, especially in like a geospatial database where it's it knows where it is on the surface of the world. I don't know. It's easier than we think.
I could see hump yards being automated 100% really easily.
Yeah.
But like, if the yard is not a hump yard,
we build Eugene yard.
I could see how there could be some complications.
I don't know. If I can make it work in trains, it can work in real life.
Oh.
Because I mean, and that would be absurd to say about a car, in a vehicle simulator. But again, trains are so much simpler that you can really emulate a lot of their behavior in a simulator pretty easily. So I don't know. It's not as far off as we might think. I don't think it's weird, as unusual as we might think. That said, I don't think it's going to happen for a little while. I can see the move to one-man crews coming in the not so distant future, though.
On class ones, anyway.
Yeah, especially on class ones and on long-haul freights.
On regionals and short lines, I don't see it happening.
Well, on regional, the reason I would say is probably because of the cost to upgrade the technology. The cost to do it has to outweigh the cost to pay somebody to do it. And for the regionals and the short lines, I don't think that's going to make a difference because your man hours are not that high. But on a long haul railroad where you just have to have somebody look forward for 6 hours or 8 hours at a time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if we're talking about trains hitting people, the Brightline news for this past couple of weeks is a driver was hospitalized after being struck by a train. Well, his car was struck by a train. I would assume he tried to beat the thing. Let's see. There's a video here. I would assume he tried to beat the gates because that seems to be what's happening. Florida man. Oh no, there's not a video of it actually happening. It's just video of aftermath. The rear of his car got clipped. He got sent to the hospital with minor injuries. I'm pretty sure he's fine. But Brightline is just, again, the perpetual warning to not try to beat the train because the train will beat you in a literal manner. So anyway, let's get off the sad train. Let's talk about some good things.
Okay.
Well, there is another sad train.
Oh, come on. What did I just say, Dean?
Well,
happy accident.
It's a superhero worse than Florida Man.
Axeman?
Axeman. Axeman and his arch nemesis, the train, to be exact. Man
Oh
hits
god,
train
hold on.
on
It's
a
making
train,
noise.
but-
Hold on. Shut up.
What's making noise?
There's an autoplay video on the thing. I don't need this. I don't need it.
Demonetized.
Oh, I thought it was me, my machine gun of a keyboard.
Grr. No, I can't actually hear your keyboard here.
Yeah,
Man
Wow,
versus
Wow,
train.
it's so loud sometimes.
but man hits a train with an axe, causing a dangerous boomerang effect.
Idiot.
For some reason, this guy threw an axe at a train and somehow didn't kill himself.
Was it an attempted act of terrorism?
He knocked himself out
Surely.
He knocked himself out. That's karma.
with an axe. He didn't wind up killing himself. Somehow.
It's amazing. This like videos of him being taken away in the ambulance, and it's like, I don't know what did you hope to accomplish?
Where
Oh,
did
now
the
gotta
axe...
throw shit at train. Oh,
I want to see where the axe hit. Like, did
I
it
don't
leave...
think there's imagery of that.
I don't think they go that graphic, TBA.
It's a
No,
graphic.
like on the train.
Okay,
Did it leave a gash or something?
I don't.
Bobby not.
TBA,
Also-
why would you want to know?
What? What? Because I
TBA
want
watched
to
this
know.
one.
Oh my god. Do you want if it was enough to kill him?
I don't give a shit about the guy.
Wow.
Fuck the guy. Don't
Wow.
fuck the guy. Like, you're a retard. Why are you throwing shit at a train? But like, what happened to the train? Is it
The train
okay?
is fine.
Okay, good.
The train fought
Why
back and
why
won.
did they stop the train for this?
Because dude got
it's
hurt
how he
next to
hit
the train.
someone.
Fuck that guy.
Oh
Fuck
my
the-
god.
This is Russia.
Fuck you, Baltimore.
Oh my
Anyway.
god.
Speaking of
So-
fucking Baltimore, LA is getting their
What?
streetcars together.
What kind of a segue is that?
How is that a segue?
Okay, can we
You know
go?
what, we're going
hold on.
right to
We need
it.
to go back to no, wrong.
I thought
Geography
it should say
class.
Geometry dash.
Geography class for Milky.
Don't make me choke on my coffee.
It's okay because the LA streetcar network is fucking Baltimore's
French
right now. So,
Toast is my favorite coffee.
Wait, what?
AKA got more money.
Okay. I was about to say they have a streetcar. They don't. They will have a streetcar.
They will.
Okay.
They have received approval and finance. And right now they're just trying to get money.
Yay, go streetcar.
Maybe
Suck
they
a
can
GM.
go out and be a prostitute and go
Ooh,
to
my pizza's almost done. Sorry.
Not
Oh,
sure.
There's a article
Sorry.
that's completely unrelated but semi-related.
No, sorry.
The train trip between LA and Seattle is an eye-opener. It's an opinion piece in the...
Yeah, it's also on fire.
It's not... Well, it wasn't on fire when this was written, but it is actually on fire. Because...
Yeah, okay, that's fun. That's a good segue. That's good. Here, read about this.
In California, they got fires.
Read about this Los Angeles to Seattle trip that you could take on the Coast Starlight and how marvelous it is, and then don't take it because everything is on fire.
Yeah.
We just can't stop setting ourselves on fire. Every
Yeah.
summer,
It's like, kid,
every
stop.
summer, every year, everywhere, we have fires from north to south.
We have fires too, TV. It's...
You have, air quotes, fires. It rains like 24 hours a day.
TV, have you seen the border of Oregon and California? That shit's hot.
Well,
It's hot
well,
AF.
Well,
It's hot.
To be fair,
Yeah, there's some pretty
your
thick
people
mountains
out
up
there
there.
try to invest on banning straws instead of putting that money into.
Listen, with
know,
all the money you could save manufacturing straws, you could dump the
You can
water
put
somewhere.
the North Coast
Welcome to
Railroad back
liberal land.
and not have it be a damn trail.
But I mean, the
Straws
thing is,
are
the thing is that most of it is manufactured in California anyway.
Yeah, but nobody could be manufacturing them then. It's good. Less
Fuck
plastic.
you, Baltimore.
Admittedly, admittedly overblown. My take on the straw thing, I get why it's bad. I get why straws are not great because they're one-time use pieces of plastic that you end up using a million of and then just throw them in a landfill. Honestly,
I saw
get
a
it.
meme,
Yeah.
and it was somebody took a straw and they made a sniper rifle out of it, and it
Yes.
said the most
Yes.
illegal thing
Yes.
in California.
Yes. This used to be a show about trains.
Now it's
And
a
now
show
it's
about straws.
straws and how cracked down crazy California
And
is.
how LA is fucking Baltimore.
Oh,
Oh, so that must mean Sacramento is New York.
Yes.
apparently.
Yes, of course. But anyways,
so-
For anyone
Where's
panicking,
my
for anyone
Statue of
panicking,
Liberty then, eh?
for anyone panicking, you can still ask for a straw.
So that must. So by that logic,
I mean, they still give me a straw when I go through the drive-through at Wendy's.
Well, yeah, but like
Like,
again, it's not a strawless wasteland out there. You can ask for one
then why
what would this ban accomplish?
because it's the point of if you don't give somebody a straw, they might not ask for it. Therefore, they might not use it. But if somebody really wants or needs a straw, then you can still get a straw. It's not
Yeah.
that big of a deal. It's just
Oh
to
my
prevent people.
God.
It's to prevent like 1,000 straws being given out that might not be used and will just eventually end up in a landfill anyway. Also, there's this marvelous invention called paper straws that work, and I don't know why there hasn't just been a replacement of a plastic straw with a paper
Wait,
straw. Because
really?
paper,
Paper
yes,
straw?
because they're.
Because they package it in plastic.
You don't have to.
They-
Plastic straws are packaged in paper.
Yeah.
Oh,
And you know
sorry.
what?
Oh,
The paper plastic
Go
rings.
back. My pizza's done.
God.
But they make these paper straws, and that's great and all. But they make them and they package them in plastic, which is even worse.
I mean, I don't know if
Yes,
it's worse,
yes.
but it doesn't help.
We live in a
No,
world.
it actually is more plastic. Somebody
I
figured
don't-
it out.
Is it more plastic? I wouldn't bet on that.
that's-
It's probably thinner plastic. It's a greater
Rich,
surface.
have
It's
you
a
been
greater
to
surface-
landfill and compared the two?
Yeah, it's a greater surface area, but I would bet you it's less volume of plastic.
Oh,
Either
Yeah.
way, it's like this used to be a show about trains.
Yeah. Anyways, back to the trains. TriMet is surveying their new Southwest corridor, right rail line.
Oh, come on. We were talking about North California. Can we... You have a North California thing. Just do it. Just go for it. You know you want to.
Okay, speaking of trail fuckers,
We
The
weren't
North
talking
Coast-
about that. We were talking about Northern California. God damn it.
okay. Well, speaking of Northern California, the North Coast Trail Bill, which had a reiteration that we imagine SMART, which is their commuter line going from on the old Northwestern Pacific, from Simona County and Marion County. They want to use the tracks south of Willits, or they want to consolidate the tracks south of Willits to.
Are we
SMART.
talking about the California Western?
No, we're talking about SMART, TBA.
It's
the
kind of
fuck is
pretentious to
that?
have the commuter rail call itself smart. Just gonna throw that out there, guys.
What is SMART? I've never heard of this.
Well, they're a commuter line up in Northern California. They
When?
won. They won
Now.
on the. Yeah, they won on the Northwestern Pacific.
Since when?
Since freaking
1989?
No.
No,
What do they look like?
they look like trains.
So, it's like the Northern BART.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
It's very
they
green.
started about a year ago, actually.
And is it smart?
No, it's actually, well, I don't know. I have mixed opinions about this because one
Hold
of
on,
the
hold
proposals.
on. I have a question.
What?
In this image that I'm about to paste, right there. Look at the track closest. What the hell is wrong? What is up with? What is that? Why does it
It's a gantlet track. It's a gantlet track, and it's so that you can have one track that's close to the platform and one track that's a little bit farther away, so that wider cars can get past. than freight
Oh.
cars.
So
Because
Seattle
they
needs to
use
take
the
a little
sign
bit
for
of
freight and
advice.
passengers. The Northwestern Pacific Railroad one's over it, the new one.
Hmm.
Not to get confused with the old one that went. Oh, actually no, the North Coast Rail Agency, which owns the tracks, went bankrupt.
Rip.
And it goes into detail in here. Smart, the bill would
Smart.
give
Smart and
Smart
Bart.
$4 million to buy out the Northwestern Pacific East on the track. Which, the idea, the concept, the co-owner of the Northwestern Pacific said the concept of Smart taking over freight operations has been floating in the past, but it's not a deal he and Northwestern Pacific have sought out. 88 years remain on the railroad seas, and the company's business is profitable. They had no prior plans to leave the industry, which is good. That was one of my concerns with this bill. That it would give Smart too much
Hmm.
of the railroad, and they would kick the freight out.
No, they want to run the freight, which is weird for a commuter line. But
Yeah,
I'll allow it.
Whoa, look at this.
but
What is
and they're
this?
wanting it's also odd because now they're wanting high whalers on the north end of the Northwestern Pacific near Eureka.
Huh.
And apparently they want to make that a trail, which a while back I talked about a petition to not do that, and I gave a very nice comment on it.
Doesn't it have like a lot of nice holes in it, though? Like,
Yeah, it does.
yeah. Well, the important thing about this bill to give Smart the stuff is it does not actually provide any funding for the trail.
Yeah, that's true.
It has nothing to do with the trail. It's really just a piggybacking off of their thing to say, hey, we could get more commuter rail.
Yeah.
Now I want to go up north and see these things. Why did I never hear about their existence until now?
I don't know why.
I mean, I told you about the Northwestern Pacific a while back.
I don't remember this.
Okay. I'll tell you again after the podcast.
On August 25th? So it started last month?
No,
No.
it started a year ago, TBA.
Oh.
Anyways, there's a new intermodal project in Yin County, which is where I live.
Intermodal.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. I had no idea where that was.
It's a $400,000 grant for, well, I think it's a track building facility, and there's just one thing that's drawing financial assistance from Connect Oregon, which we talked about a while ago with the lawsuit with the Albany and Eastern, that Albany and Eastern one. And I think Albany and Eastern is going to have somewhat of an impact on this. I'm not sure. Because I think they might run up to it. I'm not entirely sure how their track rights work quite yet. But good. Substandard funded. Things are being done to improve the area. But they're thinking about two locations right now. Millersburg or Brooks. Millersburg, they can hook up with the UP main line easily. Brooks, they got the P&W. Or UP, depending on where they put it.
Mm-hmm.
And in Millersburg, they might even have the P&W there, which would be great.
Interesting.
Anyways, consumers, connections,
Yeah.
tubes.
We're getting towards lightning round area, so if there's anything that's really important, we should talk about it. If not, we'll just leave it till next time.
Cyclist got killed.
Okay,
I would like
thanks.
to do a lightning round
Okay.
of the rest of my news.
Okay,
Okay.
go for it.
Okay.
Shotgun.
Renegade Northern Fall Foliage trains were announced. 2 weekends Steam, 2 weekends Diesel. Let's see
Diesel,
here.
boo. Can't answer that.
Steam train dates are October 13th, 14th, 20th, and 21st. The remaining weekends are Diesel. They are also offering Bud Car trips from Pottsville to Port Clinton, where you can get off of the Bud Car trains, get onto the passenger train, and then carry on. Although those are not announced yet. That's just private, you know. All of the first-class parlor seating on the steam trains have sold out. There are still tickets left for the 14th and 21st at the time of this recording. Railfest 2018 happened. I'm not going over that again. Pioneer Day at Pioneer Tunnel happened. They had their annual festival in August. I could think of that. They had the steam engine running. Blah 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 blah. Okay, that's good. The Colorado Railroad Museum has gotten a tunnel motor.
Talked about that last time. But
they finally moved it to the
We talked about
property.
Yeah. But
4014 is 4014. Their cylinders. They're boring the cylinders out. I have heard rumors of test runs as soon as December.
Damn, son.
E&S fall foliage trains are announced. 29th year for them. Blah 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 blah.
Go see him.
Tornado has got in a grant for a third steam locomotive.
They have a grant already?
Grant or whatever. An LNER V4 262 Prairie. Trains magazine just picked it up, and that's about it. This has been the work. They also got the P2. And there are.
Chris, we're losing you.
Okay, that's not me.
No, it's not just you. It's everybody.
Okay, because I was experiencing connection issues earlier, and I'm just like, oh, great.
Oh, great. Yeah, Chris died.
Okay, well, here we go. Good for them. This has been thrown around for a while. This Trains magazine picked it up. The Kentucky Steam Heritage Association. God damn it, Alice! Can you please undo that?
Sorry, I thought you were actually already done talking about that. I literally thought you went over it while we couldn't hear you, so I was just moving ahead without you.
No. Kentucky Steam Heritage Corporation have acquired 4 50-ton passenger car jacks from the Lake State Railway. They are to be used to help lift the engines and stuff off the frames, and really good. As for why they're not going to a place like Owasso, I cannot explain. There's probably some dick sucking going on there. Also,
you would know about that, wouldn't you?
I would. Also over in the UK, the youngest locomotive crew ever recorded, as far as they know, has actually happened. And hold on, I need to accept a privacy agreement.
In recorded history.
Well, the youngest steam fireman is 19 years old, and that is over in UK as a full-time job. And the crew, the crew is under 30 underneath.
Nice.
The engineer's 30. And the fireman's 19, and that is absolutely awesome. Good for those guys. I envy them, bastards. And also on the RNN,
what
they have recently promoted, actually as of 8/29, Susan Ludwig to be the Vice President of Customer Service. And finally, last but not least, the thing we've all been wanting to talk about. George Carlin dubbing Thomas and Tank Engine number 5 is out.
Yes!
There was much rejoicing.
It's so fun. These are the best. These are the best.
These are the best. All right. I've done my lightning round.
The Oregon Pacific is back to when they moved passenger trains to Oaks Park. They started last weekend, and it's wonderful. SBNet 700 is doing some wonderful work done right now.
Yes, that's my favorite engine in there.
And we're still fundraising for our brushless cars at the museum. And we are building new track. We're getting about 100 feet of new track off of our current extension and building the stub switch at some point.
Really?
Yep.
Okay, cool. Stub switches are great.
And the transfer came out, which is our newsletter, which I don't think I included last time for whatever reason, but I'm going to include it this time. That was previously news from last time, but then someone went in here and changed the font.
Oh.
Not pointing fingers, but...
Wasn't me.
Yeah, wasn't you?
Might have been me.
Didn't you?
I have a couple of things that I'd like to cover. Nothing really groundbreaking, but 3713 has let its contract for the repair of the firebox. So, on Wednesday, Steamtown awarded a $148,600 contract to the Strasburg Railroad to build a brand new firebox for 3713. On Thursday, the cab, which was recently restored by a contractor in the Scranton area, is expected to return, and it was. I saw it. I saw it on display, sitting next to the old cab, and I even stuck my head in it, and Madison stuck her head in it a little bit. We were going to go back and get a picture, like, leaning out of it, but oh well. We didn't get to do that. There's still a lot of work to be done, of course, but they mentioned that with 26 running again, they can, just work on 3713. Which the firebox is supposed to be completed by August of next year. And, they need work on the running gear, locomotive tender frame, stoker, lead and trailing trucks. But a lot of those things are already, like, the contracts for a lot of those are already out there, especially the trucks, as far as I understand. And they, everyone is optimistic that the locomotive will run in the coming years. And there's a little bit about the locomotive. Also, one of the things in here... Oh yeah, Steamtown is also looking at installing positive train control on the locomotive, so that could be pretty cool. Anyway, that's... I like their approach to it. They're like, oh, yeah, we might install positive train control versus 261's approach to talking about positive train control.
Well, you're in the middle of a first-time restoration. Why not?
Technically, it's not a first-time restoration.
Okay.
No.
What?
It's a new restoration.
Yeah.
But I think they should at least look into or leave it open. Like, maybe not hook it up, but buy the components that you could just, like, basically plug it in like a USB and...
Yeah, no, I think that's good. While they're... It's sort of like while you're still in there, why not put in these things that you're probably going to put in eventually anyway? And make them integrated, and that could be a major thing that 3713 has that maybe a lot of other large steam engines won't. At least not right away. So, I don't know. It could be cool. I'm looking forward to it. Of course, I love Steamtown. I love 3713. So, I will definitely be riding behind that engine when it's done. Anyway, anything else?
I want to ride behind?
What?
5550.
Yes. Yes.
How is that coming along? I haven't heard anything from them.
I talked about it recently. They were working on the third boiler course. I will check to see if there's anything else really big about it, but I don't think so. Usually something will get posted.
Did they ever get all the drivers finished?
The drivers aren't all done yet. I think they have 4 of them? They have at least 2 and 2 more underway. Let me look at this. Yeah, they have 2 constructed and 2 on order.
So they have
almost half.
Wow. It's actually come quite far.
Yeah, I know it's not on the level of the tornado or anything like that. It's a very slowly but surely sort of approach to it. But yeah, it's moving. They're moving. They're going somewhere.
Like it's like at a steady pace though.
Yeah. Well, we haven't heard anything in a little bit, but they're working on big pieces right now. And I think the biggest thing, and we've talked about this with Weibold before, because Weibold is our resident skeptic on the project.
I still.
And I say that in the most affectionate way I can. The thing that holds it back right now, the biggest piece is going to be the frame, and the thing that's holding the frame back is it has to be put into CAD. So all the man hours in CAD are donated, by people who are volunteering to help the project. So it will be some time before we can get that far, and it's not necessarily because of money. It's because of the man hours it takes to get that, those gigantic files into the program. But anyway, one of their corporate sponsors is SolidWorks, which is a CAD...
Oh, crap. Sorry.
What the heck?
Get on the ground.
One of those...
Yeah, tornado warning or something.
Yeah.
Anyway, anything else really, really important, or can we move on to our second to last segment?
BNSF actually, there, if I can pull it up. Apparently, someone left a steel bar across the tracks in.
You make it sound so innocent. Somebody put a steel bar across
right.
the tracks.
Well,
In
was it
Washington.
thrown on there? I don't know what happened there.
Oops, I
But all
dropped my steel bar.
Okay, it's in
I
Washington.
can't pick it up.
My
Just like
3-ton steel bar. But
Then,
yeah,
then
that.
I can understand the BN Swedish for seeing
Oh
it.
my god.
Oops, I dropped.
whoop.
Whoops.
Like you're just carrying a golf club.
Alright.
Or just a single
You
golf
know,
club. Whoops, I
worked
dropped this on the
in a
tracks.
steel shop. That shit is scary when it falls.
Boom.
Well, it also helps. Well, it doesn't help that you're in like an enclosed space with
Yeah.
solid walls.
All right,
Who's
are we
outside?
good?
Yes, we're good. Move on.
Go ahead.
Okay, so that's it for the news. Then we'll cover if there's anything we've missed. We can cover it next time, perhaps. And it's time to play everyone's favorite game,
Dun, 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 dun.
Latest Train on Amtrak. All right, everybody, take your guesses.
I want to
Uh,
guess it's probably one of the Chiefs.
Okay, which
I'm
one?
gonna say
Eastbound,
the Empire Builder.
eastbound or westbound?
I want to say number 3, the
Okay,
westbound.
it's the westbound. Okay, and Chris?
Westbound Empire Builder.
Okay, westbound Empire Builder. Milky?
Eastbound Cardinal.
Eastbound Cardinal. Ooh.
Because my star eggs are gone.
Dean?
I mean,
Eastbound Texas Eagle.
Eastbound Texas Eagle. Okay, so number 3, the Southwest Chiefs to Los Angeles is 2 hours and 25 minutes late.
Didn't Chris ask for the Empire Builder then?
Yeah, but
Okay.
TBA asked for the
TBA was
Southwest Chiefs.
first.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
my bad.
The Empire Builder to Seattle is currently 43 minutes late.
shouldn't. What about the 14 that has a service disruption?
We're not worried about service disruption. Are
Okay.
you looking at the map?
No, I just remember seeing a 14
Uh-huh.
with service disruption.
The Cardinal,
There's a fire TV.
which there's only one Cardinal on the line right now because they only run every other day. The
Okay.
Cardinal is on time.
Damn it.
The
Oh.
Texas Eagle to which Texas Eagle?
Eastbound.
The eastbound, so to Chicago. The eastbound Texas Eagle is 3 hours and 5 minutes late.
Oof.
The latest one
Ooh.
so far, but the latest train on Amtrak is the westbound Texas Eagle
Oh.
at 4 hours and 27 minutes late. Very close, Dean. Very close. Also, as an honorable mention, the Pennsylvanian is 2 hours and 57 minutes late.
What the
So-
hell happened out here?
I don't know. It-
Floods?
No,
Flooding.
it left Penn Station 2 hours late. So something happened there.
What the?
Oof.
It got stuck.
I'm blaming Amtrak themselves on that one.
I mean, it might be. You
It
never know.
probably got stuck waiting on like in a cellar or 2.
Or 5.
Or the whole-
Anyway, so that wraps up the main portion of the show. For the terminations, what are we going to do? TBA, you are first.
Oh, I already put it there.
Yeah, well, say it.
Dragons. Go to look at that subreddit. There's some really nice art there of
As long as,
dragons.
as long as it's not.
It's not porn.
Mhm.
Ain't corn.
Okay.
I was listening to the last podcast. You called me a scaly. True, but I wouldn't.
I
put it
apologize.
on-
I apologize.
I don't care. I wouldn't put it on the podcast. Wouldn't leave a link to porn on here.
You sure?
Yes. Jesus
Okay,
Christ.
anyway,
yes,
Dean,
I'm
you're
sure
next.
he wouldn't because he's not me.
Anyway, the ultimate, boss. Just go with that. The ultimate boss. The defender of country roads.
That's a Titanus.
Shush. You
Mountain
have to talk.
Mama.
No talking TBA.
Ellis, you need to play the video.
No.
Please.
No, I'm not doing that. Chris?
Then Dean, you need to do the thing. Forbid him to do the thing.
No.
Would you like
Nobody's
to?
No.
No.
Have you
Dean,
ever heard the
stop
sound
talking.
of a ball
TVA, no talking.
breaking a window?
Chris, good. Okay, you said your thing. Moving on. Chris, no talking. I would like to introduce everyone to Sabubby. And Milky?
Happy episode 105. You have number 105.
Okay. And we hope you guys enjoyed this episode of the Terminus podcast. We will see you in a couple of weeks.
Deuces.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.